Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective shows. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deeper. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. Make sure you tap that like button. It is for free. Let everyone know that we are live. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat, cash app, or buy a coffee. And those links are in the description field of this video. So y'all, on this video, we have a number of updates in the Nolan Wells case. A couple of things from yesterday, as far as on The View. A lot of us watch The View. I know sometimes it comes on when many people are at work, but they are a huge platform, and they have used their platform also to talk about the Nolan Wells case. Reverend Al Sharpton also did a brief interview with TMZ on yesterday. There was an update from the Mississippi sheriff, and it's so ironic that that update came after Nolan's mom said that she had not spoken with them since last Tuesday. Okay, so they pop out. All right. Then you've probably heard that the FBI in on the Nolan Wells case. Okay. Now, some really big news that I found out last night, y'all. Nolan's friend Jay Vaughn. Okay. Remember, after that TMZ interview, I said, Lord, I don't know what to think of this. Okay, my mouth just dropped because it was like out of nowhere, and it actually left us with more questions. Well, on an interview with Laura Coates yesterday, him and his mother this time joined in with Nolan Wells' mom for an interview. Okay, so we're going to tap in to see what they said as it pertains to Nolan's missing phone. So we have quite a few things to get into this morning. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you come on in. All right, let's see who we have here so far. Good morning, Verb. Welcome, and thank you for being first in the building. Verb said, good morning, everyone. Unfortunately, I'm heading into a meeting and will not be able to chat with you all this morning. I will catch the replay or hop on if you are still live. Okay, thank you, Verb. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. Hey, Buttercup. Good morning, sis. Welcome. Latte is in the building. Good morning. Hey, Mama 80s. Good morning. T. Smith. Hey, sis. Look, you are up early. Thank the Lord. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, my girl LaShandra is in the building. Let's see here. Detective 91. How are you, Protector 91? Let's see here. Tabitha is in the building. Welcome. Hey, Shamika and Clarinetta. Come on in, ladies. Okay. Hey, Wendy. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Deidre. Good morning. Angel is in the building. Y'all are coming on in. Miss Mabel, Cherry, Alicia, Lori. Thank you, beauties, for showing up this morning and tapping in. Hi, Miss Josephine. Welcome. I have missed you. How have you been? Hey, Simone. Good morning. And what do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to Miss Josephine for the first super sticker of the morning. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Hey, Mama Magazine is in the building. My girl Shawana, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, daughter of, is that the most high O2? Come on, I love the name. Welcome. Hey, Miss Jacqueline, good morning. All right, I think that is all for now. I just like to get our welcomes, with who's in here, because I know as the chat grows, it gets a little harder. Okay, but welcome everyone that is here for church on time. Okay. Y'all know the late crew creep on in, get a seat in the middle pew, on the back pew. They get here. Good morning, Grand Rising, Sonya. Okay, so y'all, what we're going to do, and make sure y'all hit the like button or double tap that screen. We're going to start off with the interview. Not necessarily an interview, but the discussion from the View on yesterday. Okay, so let me pull that up.
Speculation and mystery continues to surround the tragic death of Mississippi teen Nolan Wells. After he disappeared on a boat trip with friends, there are unverified photos and videos that have people questioning the account of Nolan's friends, like Trayston Shepard, who defended himself on ABC News. Take a look.
We did no wrong here, and we don't understand how we're getting so much hate behind it. We all cared and loved Nolan, and nobody wanted to see Nolan die. Nobody wanted to see his life be taken so short.
So there's so much speculation about what happened. So what is happening? What's going on? Where's it headed? I'm going to ask you.
I think what's very important is that Ben Crump has been retained by the family,
Right,
and is conducting an independent investigation. So much so because this happened in Mississippi.
Yeah.
There are some racial.
Let me pause for a second. Speaking of Ben Crump, I don't know if you all have heard. I think I shared it on my community wall on yesterday. Attorney Ben Crump has joined in with the legal team of the Daniel Irving case here in Texas. Okay, so I think spearheading that is Attorney Ben Crump, and also Dominique Alexander, that had started his work with the Carmelo Anthony family, child. So I'm praying that all goes well with this situation. But we are definitely going to get into that case as well, because there are some similar dynamics between Nolan's case and the Daniel Irving case also. Okay. And y'all, is mind blowing all of the things that are coming out with that case. So his family is also demanding justice. She said, I'm in here with one eye open and one closed. I'm still sleepy. You and me both. I had to give me a little drink, soda, some caffeine. I didn't want coffee for some reason, because I'm like, look, girl, get it together. Okay. Yeah, no one wanted to see. Hey, Seashells, good morning. And that's for the younger man who says that was his best friend. You can have a best friend who has another bestie. Also, the mom, Katie, and other Katie, same name. Are they related? Oh, you know what? I did see that, Seashells. I was going to look more into that too. I noticed that yesterday. So thank you for tapping in and sharing that. Let's see. You feel Trayston is lying. You feel that in your opinion? Okay. Okay. Got you. All right. Let's continue.
Undertones to this. He was the only black kid on an island full of kids that were white. And his family is saying that he would have never, on the boat rather, and his family is saying that he would have just never stayed on the island and been left behind by his friends. His family also said that this kid, Trayston Shepard, they don't know him. I think we have some sound from his parents.
We don't know Tristan. We've never met him. So to say, best friend, childhood friend, that's a bit of a stretch. We've never met him. He's never been to our home. Maybe high school, they started hanging out or, kind of been around each other. But again, we don't know him. And not to discount anything he has said, which of course, still trying to rule those things out. But I mean, he has communicated. He did offer his condolences, which we appreciate.
So it's just so confusing because there were 3 boys with him that were good friends with him.
What are they saying?
And they turned off their social media accounts. They say that they have cooperated with the police, but they kept his phone and didn't give it to his parents.
And we're still awaiting autopsy results, and this is not currently being investigated as a homicide, but there's a lot of reason, I think, to suspect foul play, because this is, when they say he was left on an island, this isn't like Grand Cayman. This is literally like a sandbar. There's no running water. Nobody would willingly stay back without a cell phone, not knowing if they had a way to get back. And the reports were that he stayed back with a girl that he'd met and was flirting with. But she then told police that he didn't. She thought he was going back with his friends.
Yeah.
There's all these like he said, she said. And I want to be careful of one thing, because I think there's a little bit of a jump to implicate the friends he was with on the boat because they went back. We don't know anything yet.
Yeah.
But there were also a lot of other young people on this island, a lot of other young people docked up and drinking. So there are also people we may have not heard of who potentially could have been involved if, God forbid, something wrong was done. Either way.
And y'all, okay, the thing of that, I agree to a certain extent. I think why so many people had started looking at those particular friends were from the fact that they started privating all of their social media, and also the stepmom came out talking and putting attention on them. Okay, they started getting lawyers and so forth. So yeah, I agree. There are other people, because we're hearing about a mystery girl. From the Alexis that was on that TikTok panel said that there was another girl there that were not in any of the pictures, but she was with the boys as well. So there are other players in this that we may not know about. So I do agree. However, their stories just were not making sense, and then they shut down and got really silent. Let's see, Missy Lane said that's just like the judge saying she knew the mother. No, she went to the same school and that's it. Yeah, I think it was to make it look like her kids or her would not do anything, because look, we went to school with these people. Well, just because you go to school does not mean you know each other like that. So that's a very good point. It was a fight, a white young guy with a white older guy. Blood flow, a black male sat next to him. TMZ black teen lookalike. Then Nolan went missing. Where is the truth? Yes, we're getting a lot. I told y'all yesterday, this is going to turn into a little game for them. Okay, y'all know how teenagers are. So now let's see what we can get away with. Can we call this station? Can we go get a post out on their troll page and get a whole narrative started? They're trying to do damage control and trying to mix up everything. Notice every day there is a different narrative. Okay, I think they're just doing all these stories to get folks off track. Clock it. Did y'all see where they shipped his body? I heard about that. I saw a video. I don't know how true that is, but I did see a video with 2 young ladies stating that allegedly Nolan's body was face down in the body bag, and there were allegations of him being burned. I don't know how true that is. It has not been officially verified, but that's something that has been put out as well, child. Okay. Good morning, so welcome. You think she's a demon, child?
I want peace and justice.
Well, and the phone was found. The phone was found because the mom did the Life 360 and traced it to one of the friends' houses. The thing that shocks me is whoever parts with their phone.
Yeah,
this is
what
a
young person.
Yeah, this is a young person, and the his mom was saying that there's no Snapchat. It was more common for her son to have documented certain things. The phone wasn't in his possession, and things seem to be gone. That
off the phone.
That does that does raise some suspicion.
And those kids said that they didn't have his phone at first. And because his mother tracked the phone through her Life 360 app, they then turned it over to someone else's, to one of her friends.
Yeah.
So if you come back with someone else's phone and you know that they're missing, why would you not call the parents immediately and say,
well, why didn't you call
phone?
as soon as you knew he wasn't there? Because you had to have known he wasn't there, because he wasn't there on the boat back.
When you went back.
When you went back, and if he's the only black kid,
Come on, okay. You really knew, okay, where he was. And wait till y'all hear, because this adds a whole other layer. Wait till y'all hear where the mom's friend Tashima said this makes it even more suspicious and an immediate risk. Okay, because if you had his phone, you knew that he was already missing. So that should have been the first contact to his parents to see if he was home, because you had his property. Okay, so I'm glad Whoopi brought that up.
you know he's missing.
Yes.
And his parents also said he was athletic and a good swimmer, because drowning was kind of the initial thoughts, which there are rip currents here. There even good swimmers could have run into danger, but you have to consider
And
that
kudos
too.
to Colin Kaepernick, because Colin Kaepernick has paid for the independent autopsy, flying the body from Mississippi to Washington, D.C., so that it can be independent. And Tyler Perry is paying for his funeral.
Yeah.
It's
Worst nightmare.
you don't want to jump to race,
No,
but Mississippi doesn't have the best reputation.
correct.
And so we want to make sure that the officers that are there know that we are expecting them to do their job. Unlike years ago when they didn't, this is 2026. So we are expecting your best work to find out what happened to this young man.
Okay, all right. So, hey, the view is already, it's on their radar. Now, do y'all notice that there has been an increase in main media that's now starting to talk about this Nolan Wells case? I don't know if y'all have noticed that, but I am definitely noticing that a lot of them are starting to pick it up. Even CNN now. At first, they weren't even talking about it, but now it's on The View, it's on CNN. So it's getting the story out there, and it's making there to be like a spotlight there on Mississippi. They know people are talking about this, seeing through the potential lies, seeing that there are some things not being done properly. And now the FBI, y'all, is getting involved with this case. Okay. And I'm going to also talk about how that all works. Okay. Because Horn Island is actually federally owned. Okay. And so with that comes multiple agencies, that are supposed to investigate Nolan's death. Okay. Thank you so much. Those of you coming in that have hit that like button, make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in. Thank you so much. Rip currents in an area that is known to be deep, but no sign, no warning, no anything. Rice seashells. That's correct. I agree. Hey, Lady of Elegance, she says, I hope this family gets some relief soon. Yes, okay. Buckwheat is in the building. This case seems to be more corrupt. You know what? Black Butterfly. I was thinking the same thing. I didn't think anything could get more corrupt. At the same time, it's almost a different level of corruption as far as you still have key players like officials and judges and so forth. You have that, but I think we are dealing now with multiple friends and a group. It's a larger group that now is harder to be contained with these stories that are getting out. They're trying to throw all of this with Carmelo's story. It was it wasn't so many stories. We know some lies, okay? But y'all, this thing, and I was thinking that yesterday, it is growing. Like all of the new information, this, that, it's a lot going on. So I agree. She said, Mississippi, another state I won't be going to visit, spending money in. Okay. Hey, Queen C, honey, 5K. Yeah, right, Miss Elaine. They weren't talking at first. You're right about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the information is getting pretty devastating. The judge says she knows the mother seems strange given her stance on how she's handled this. That was my friend. We would do everything to help find answers, especially having power to do so. They should have been out there looking for him too. Okay. Buckwheat thinks it's definitely a racist case. Someone said Carmelo wasn't getting an appeal. It was rejected yesterday. No, I haven't seen that right now. It was about the judge. They have a judge that's going to oversee the hearing in the Carmelo case, a new judge. So that will lead us to whether Judge Roach will be recused. Some of these young children these days are dangerous, right? I'm 4 more hours from this island. My family was there the Father's Day weekend. It was raining, so they didn't go to the beach. Oh, okay. Got you. Salute, Shay Shay. Hey, Kiki. Thank y'all for joining. Okay, Sandra is in the building. All right, so let's move on to Reverend Al Sharpton. He did a brief interview with TMZ, and they were this young lady. She was also asking some questions that some of us have had. Okay, so let's tune in.
Wells had been found 6 days after he had been reported missing on that boat on the 4th of July.
I was, first of all, stunned at the fact that this young man is going out, he and 3 friends, he black, they white, and a day later, his mother and them start searching for him. No one comes forward. And then they find out after 2 days that they claim his body was washed up and that he'd given his cell phone and his keys to one of the 3 friends, saying he didn't want to go back from Horn Island with them. Well, first of all, it's very, very unlikely for most 18-year-olds to ever give up their cell phone. But if you're gonna stay on an island that nobody's there other than people, tourists or partiers, why would you want to give up your cell phone? Then when they track the cell phone down and find out which one of the young men had it, and the keys, which they first said they didn't have, then he had to admit he did. All of his photos, text messages, everything on the phone had been erased. So what hit me strange, 1, he's missing without a cell phone. 2, you lie about whether or not you had the cell phone and the keys. And 3, everything is erased from the cell phone. That's too many unanswered questions for us not to say that something is amiss here. And on top of that, the sheriff to come out and say they'll check it out, but they suspect no foul play. How do you know that when you just brought a body out of the water?
With that being said, what more evidence? You literally just brought up his cell phone is missing. The young man says one thing and then goes back and the cell phone and the keys are found with him. What more evidence do you think is needed for the sheriffs and the investigators to say that there is suspected foul play in this case?
I think that the evidence that is needed to build on is already there. Have they brought these 3 young men in for questioning under oath? Have they gone through a search of fingerprints and other things on the cell phone? Either they are doing policing or they're doing covering up. And that is why Ben Crump and Nash Action Network and I got involved. The real unfortunate part is with this present administration in Washington, Donald Trump, you can't even say, as we've said historically, whether it was from Abner Louima in the 90s to George Floyd a couple of years ago, we'll go get the feds. You can't get this Justice Department. What we can do, though, is go to state court and sue and depose these young men on what they were doing. So there's going to be a legal strategy that Ben Crump, who's the best at it, will do. I'm going to continue.
I think that's a good point that he brought up. Even if, they're not charged right now, their statements, they should be deposed. Like, all of that is important, especially in the beginning of a case. While everything is fresh on people's minds, those people that were there should have been interviewed, statements taken. If you're lax in the first 48 hours, okay, the ball gets dropped sometimes. People get away, they go back home. Some people may have been visiting from out of town that could have possibly said something. Okay, so those things get dropped along the way. Let's see, does he upload to Facebook, Instagram, anything else? Message someone a video? And that's a good point, Seashells. Did he have other social media? What happened? Was it just Snapchat? That's a very good point. I wanted to know that too. What other social media did he have? Tracy said, good morning. Another incident happened with a Black man that went on a trip with his saltine friends and didn't return. This happened in June. He was unalived as well. Oh, wow, Tracy. I didn't know about that. Wow.
Continue to stand with the family and mobilize people around the country so that this does not go off the minds of the American public.
Reverend Sharpton, do you think race played a role in this case? We actually, on our TMZ Live show, had one of Nolan's friends, a young African-American male, and we asked him the same question, and he felt uncomfortable to answer. He didn't want to answer the question. But with what we're seeing, like you said, Nolan was a young Black man out on a boat with three white people, and the majority of the people on that island were white. Do you think race is playing a role in this case? And do you think race will play a role in the outcome of this case?
I will say this. I do not know that race played a role, but I do not know race did not play a role. So I think you've got to put all of that on the table. How does anybody say that, oh, no, race played no role unless you know the three guys? And the three guys were forthcoming. I certainly think you got to look at the possibility of racism at different levels. One, were any of the three guys racist? All right. Two, were the prosecutors and the enforcement when the body was found? Is there a racial double standard there? Many of us feel that there were three Black guys and a white kid was missing. They would have held them probably in custody and certainly had them seriously under scrutiny on if it was the reverse, in our opinion. But the family has said they don't want to say race, but they don't want it taken off the table. How do we know, particularly when you have a sheriff saying there was no foul play?
Do you see this as an isolated incident or something that's becoming a part of a larger pattern? We've started.
Okay, so Black Butterfly said, y'all don't think any of the people the father saw on the island may be responsible for Nolan being unalive? Because the father did say he saw some people. I don't know which people. Okay, she said, or do y'all think it was done on land? Because people are crazy this day and time. That's a good question, Black Butterfly. What do y'all think? Drop your comments in the chat. I mean, I come across some of these other videos, like, because this topic is like really out there in the algorithm. And sometimes you see some of these channeling videos or whatever. And I know a couple of them, one was saying that he was drowned, he was trying to get back and something happened to him and all kind of things. So I don't know, without the autopsy, it's kind of hard to go with where we should go in our thinking with that part. And then we heard about this pool party that maybe he made it from the island and some things happened once he got back. But something that the friend's mom says is making me wonder even more so. Was it on land, or what happened? Did it take place in the water and his body could have been brought back to the water later on, to land, and then brought back? So I don't know. Y'all can let me know y'all's thoughts on that. He was mixed and an older white male. They said looked racist. I don't think race isn't the issue until you walk into hanging fruit. Yes, Alicia. Another story. Yes. She says this young man who told Nolan not to go with them on that trip. Who said not to go? I didn't know that part. Obi, you're getting a good space in the algorithm. I'm so happy for you. Folks are recognizing this family you're building in the building. Thank you so much, Karen Michelle. And shout out to y'all because it wouldn't happen without y'all. So I thank God as well, okay? Because it surprises me, child. I'm used to the laid back, calm crew. Child, I said, Harpo, who are all these people? But come on in, okay? Make sure y'all tap that like button. Okay, Simone thinks I think it happened before it hit Lynn. Okay, okay. Hey, Bunny, you think he was not drowned? Miss Elaine is saying she thinks he wasn't drowned. If something was wrong with the boat, why not call the Coast Guard? Right, they called the Coast Guard later on. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Okay. I don't think the other people that was camping on the island did anything. His so-called friends. Oh, if his body was not waterlogged, there was no way he drowned. That's a good point too. Hey, Jamillionaire. I hear there was no water in his lungs. Waiting on the official report. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Until we know for sure about the autopsy, like the official autopsy, it's hard to kind of go without thinking on some of this. Whether it was, did he drown? Was it in the water? Then we're hearing possibly tortured or burned. Like, where's that coming from, child? It's a lot. She said the friends are my only suspects. Okay. If you don't think that race is an issue, I'm scared for you. Ooh. Okay. It said it's a ranger hut on that island, and a family spent the night there. Right. But even if they had a phone, those seashells, they said phone service is limited to none on that island. Yeah. So I don't know. Hey, Bridget. She said, yes, I'm leaning more to his friends. Okay. I've heard of other scenarios and I'm trying not to repeat it, but the fact that his family has not seen his body and the way he was identified leads us down a different rabbit hole. Right, right. Okay. It was a friend that didn't go on the trip, told Nolan he wasn't going and for him to be careful. Oh, the other guy, his name was Tracy Carter. He was on that photo with Javon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not hearing too much about him. But he was out there when the family was searching. Yes. They were cleaning the boat for a reason, right? He was drowned or he drowned, two different outcomes. Still, the Coast Guard would have been called faster. Okay. I think it's suspicious that they haven't told the autopsy yet. Right. Hey, phenomenal Scorpio. Oh boy, Wyatt was a bit angry when asked questions about the phone. So let's start with him. Why so angry and not even ask about Nolan? That part, that part. Okay. Now I want to show y'all this. We're going to come back to this. I found this video yesterday. And on this video, these content creators, and shout out to, let me see, what were their names? Hidden. The name I think drew me to this because I was interested to see what they had to say. Okay, with the name Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi. But they had a lady on here, Jennifer, and she was telling them, I believe she was like a special agent type of person, right? But I found it interesting because, y'all, one of the things we're starting to see is people are thinking that it's just Black people that have some feelings about this, that something is off. But I wanted y'all to hear some of the things she said about the judge herself. See, these people also now know how things are played. Okay, everybody knows some stuff is up when you hear of one of the boys having a whole judge as a stepmom. Okay, let's tap in a little bit to this.
Silence with conjecture. So, Jen, what's your take on the judge, the friends, and everything that's going on here so far?
Well, first of all, my condolences to the family because these tragedies happen all too often. I can't tell you how many individual males who have gone out drinking and end up deceased in the water. It's unbelievable. That's why there's the smiley face killer conspiracy, right? Because it just happens all too often. In this situation, the problem is, I think, is that you have multiple versions of what happens. And there's no video, at least that I know of, that really highlights what happened with him, right? We don't know.
Right.
And so because of that, the question is, will this relationship feed into it? And I just have to tell you, it's going to likely have some effect on what happens from this point on.
And what do you think that effect's going to be? And is that the relationship between the judge, you think?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yes, they were there that morning, allegedly, Queen. And then why would someone be identified by dental records? Some people have, stated that it could have allegedly been because if his body had been in the water, depending on how long it had been there. There are different sea animals and things in the water that could have possibly, I don't even want to get graphic, but y'all use your imagination. That's a possibility. So we don't know for sure, but they had reason to believe it was still Nolan. Okay, I don't know if it was by the hair, the clothes he had on, and so forth. So I did see that comment. Okay, now she about to get into the judge part.
And when I say that, you just have to completely recuse and get out. But the problem is that judge likely has all sorts of relationships. And because of those relationships, you never know how that could affect the decision made on this case, if there's one to really be made, right?
Y'all heard that? She said that judge would have all kinds of relationships, okay? And that could affect if any decisions are being made and how, which decisions as well are being made on this case. So for all of those saying, oh, the black people this and the black people are only trying to bring this up to get some type of reaction and make this about race. No, it's not necessarily all the time about race, but like, hey, Reverend Al Sharpton says, we don't want it to be, but some things are making it look that way. But this is taking it an even step further, that when you have a whole judge that's coming out and making public statements, okay, before there has been an official investigation completed, then people have reason to believe that that may be a conflict of interest and that investigation could be tainted in some way because she's guiding a certain narrative already. And the case has not been closed. I saw a post yesterday where someone, they were trying to get ahead of everybody else. They were trying to request public records through a FOIA request. And the Coast Guard sent that person back a response saying that they needed proof that he was deceased, like a death certificate and all of that. And that because they were basically saying because the case is ongoing, certain information they can't release to someone that is not family. Okay. But the family should be able to get information that they have thus far. Okay, so there are things that's going on because she requested a lot of things, and I love that she's I got to pull that up for y'all. I'll see if I can get it for this live, but if not, on the next slide, and show y'all how she broke her reply back to them and all of that. So people are trying to get access to the records. She said, don't go down the rabbit hole that leads to this case being solved. Uh-oh. Hey, Tracy. There was a fight on land by the boats, and it was a white guy going off saying, get him out of here. He was really upset. Well, you know what, Cynthia? That goes with, Javon on TMZ. Hey, Terry. Welcome. Thank you for tapping in. And so he said that his friend had they was trying to hurry up and get him out of there. Do y'all remember that? Javon said that. Oh, he said, I don't know who that friend was, but there was someone that was really upset and they were trying to hurry up and get him out of there. So that makes me think about that. I'm glad that you brought that up.
We don't know that anything nefarious happened. It seems like it's a huge accident, but you can't leave your wingman.
Jen, I want to get your thoughts. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. When you first heard the story, because you've been, tweeting about it and putting out some content about it since it happened, what was your initial thought when you saw the pictures, when you saw the report? What was going through your mind right away?
My initial thought was, like the others, this was a case of somebody being overserved, and getting into that water and not being able to swim out. And that it was more likely just a horrible accident. That was my initial thought. Alcohol, young men, and water do not mix ever.
And what are your thoughts on the community calling for transparency here? We just had a text come in. I hope the local police department is competent. Is that a concern for you?
It's always a concern in these cases, right? You just have to make sure that the local department responded. Did they treat it? You have to treat it like something nefarious happened. You have to treat every case like that, whether I'll use the big examples, John Benet Ramsey, Nancy Guthrie. Did they treat it like something nefarious happened? No. And whenever that happens, that's a problem. So in this case, you have to treat it like something more nefarious happened.
Oh, she made a good point. If they only thought this was an accident, for the simple fact that the family's coming out with concerns about his property, you have friends shutting down social media, you have judges making statements and so forth, then you're supposed to still treat it like it could possibly be this thing. Like she said, like something big. We need to really look into this. This could not, or this may not, I should say, have been an accident or an accidental drowning. You can't come out here on the low end of that saying, oh, this was not any foul play, because you're on the other end of the spectrum with that. You have to treat it to its highest level first, start eliminating possibilities, eliminating possible suspects, and work your way down. It's like we're doing more investigating on social media than the actual investigators. Okay, and that could be another reason, child, why the FBI is saying we need to join in on this effort, because we got to see what's going on. Okay, so I agree with her on that.
Think something like that happened? No, but did they treat it that way in terms of the possible scene?
Yeah, it was Todd and I were just talking in the last segment. I'm curious about your thoughts on this too. The kids involved seem to come up with multiple explanations. Like you said, there's a lot of different ideas going around out there. Him staying behind on the island to talk to a girl. Then there's them saying that the boat was having issues with possibly sinking, so they wanted to get back. Who knows? There's a lot of things out there. What do you make of all that noise that they're making? Because I've been on boats. I was telling Todd in the last segment, the way they laid this out is nothing I would have ever done unless something was seriously different in their situation. What did you make about all those details?
Well, I didn't like it. I don't think they line out right.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, to me, it really seems like that they left the guy, and I don't, that's what it seems like to me. And then they feel bad now, and they're making excuses. And the other issue is they were likely very inebriated, so their memories and kind of what they did or didn't do is also at issue, right? So you add it all together, and their story isn't making sense. And I will say that you combine it now with this judge just being in the mix, it's going to cause this stir that we're seeing online.
And have you seen that?
Okay, she called it too. Come on now. This ain't the judge's first rodeo, Missy Lane. You better say it. And then y'all, character. Think about these two cases that have come out that she has presided over. The one case where the young and talking about it on social media, the judge sided with the bullies' moms because they were saying their kids are only in 8th grade. They didn't want her talking about the story, talking about their kids and so forth. They should have thought about that. So the judge searched off for one. Then she made it to where the mom could no longer post and be her daughter's advocate on social media. Felt uncomfortable. I will feel right. The judge, they met up. He unalived that woman. To me, that's on that judge's hands. You see how her character is. Okay, so we question some of this because of previous cases too, where her character is on full display. Let's see, in her judgment, you can't obtain a right without a cause of death, right? Al Sharpton knows what time it is. This is not his first rodeo with Mississippi, okay? Stacy said that's why the Coast Guard ended up changing the time from 12 a.m. to 11 a.m. I believe the first time was 12 a.m. You mean the next day or the same day? Are you meaning p.m.? Or because I was hearing the Coast Guard say 12 p.m. the next day at first. I never heard anything about the night of. They came back and said it was an error. I don't see how they made that error though. I'm like Cat Williams when he was on. I'm like Cat Williams when he was on. What was that movie? First Sunday. Talking about deacons don't make errors. Okay, Coast Guard's not errors, especially like that. Child, bye.
In your reporting and coverage that you've done, Jen, because I'm getting mixed on this because from what I was seeing and reading, they weren't saying alcohol or drugs they thought were involved, but it might be. I mean, what are you seeing on that? Do you have any confirmation one way or the other?
I don't have direct confirmation one way or the other, only like we just talked about,
right,
all these swirling accounts that haven't been confirmed by law enforcement that I've seen in any reports. And unless they get that confirmed, all we know is the different chatter that's going on between everyone.
Go ahead, Todd.
I was just going to ask Jen, because we were talking about this before she came on. We were talking about.
And also, y'all, if there was any alcohol to minors, any drugs on that island, that's also another reason that, in my opinion, the FBI would want to be involved because that is federally owned land. And if there's a potential homicide that was done there, they are definitely going to be involved, okay, with something. Am I breaking up? Can y'all hear me better? I just saw that. Hey, Brittany. Y'all let me know if you can hear me better. Hey, T-Lady. Yes, the Coast Guard did change it. Y'all can hear better. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. They watched the boat. Yeah, I want to know some proof that too, because we have been hearing about that as well.
About the fact that the talk about the boat taking on water and some of them left, but they left him behind because of that. And I brought up a story. Let's say it was Robin, Tony, and Todd and Jen, and we all went to an island for an afternoon. And as we're going back, we realized the boat's taking on water, right? Now, if Todd decides to stay behind because he wants you guys to get back safely, are you staying back on the island with me, Jen, or are you going to take off and leave me alone like Tony and Robin would?
To be clear, we are all staying.
That's what I would think, right?
We are all staying, and we're calling our insurance and having the boat insurance taxi guy, which I've had to use before.
Yep, me too, yep.
And we're all going to have a good time, and we're going to make lemonade out of lemons. It doesn't make any sense that you leave, but these kids, they don't think as squarely as they should, but it looks so bad. It just, that was my first impression. And a lot of people said, Jen, you're being tough on him. They didn't do anything. No, they did. You cannot leave your wingman. You just can't. And I don't care if there's a girl involved. Then you say, come on, get on the boat and go with us. We're not leaving him behind.
Yeah, it's a theme we've seen so much in recent years, whether it's, young idiot kids doing assassinations or assassination attempts or anything else. We're seeing a total lack of problem solving skills.
Okay, I just wanted to show that snippet. Yes, I definitely agree with that. Okay, this was some of the bulge pump, I think that's what it's called. Then did they ever go and get it fixed? Is there a receipt of some sort, a boat company coming to fix it? Those are different things I would look into just to prove that they're being honest about that. Okay. Let's see. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. Yeah, it took on water. All right. The water that the people on the judge's house washing that damn boat. Okay. You don't leave the designated driver because they were all drunk too. And allegedly, y'all, there was a grown-up on that boat. We got to remember that too. Okay. So where are the grown-ups in this that were there? Not just kids. There were adults. So why do we have so many kids talking now? I like that all sides with boys' reaction, the boys' actions. Right, T. Smith. That's why I wanted to play that. Okay, let's continue.
See, I know it's a kind of a different case, but like Carmelo Anthony with the race and all that this stuff. Do you think that these situations where these young Black kids, I will say, teenagers, young adults, if you will, are hanging out with the majority of white people, and then something bad happens to them, and then all of a sudden nobody knows anything? Do you think this is an isolated incident?
I am beginning to see a pattern, and I think that I hear parents in National Action Network. I hear parents that call my radio show saying, I'm telling my kids, don't go out with other people. I mean, people are just naturally becoming very apprehensive, and we shouldn't have to live like this. And unless there is a signal sent from the justice system that do some real justice in these cases, they will only intensify people's fear of even having social settings with people of different races for their children.
Are there any unanswered questions you think investigators still need to answer in this case that they have not publicly answered so far?
I think they need to answer why they didn't go get the phone and the keys. Why did it have to be his father run it down? I think they have to answer why they immediately said there was no foul play. I think they have to answer, have they interrogated the three young men? I think they have to answer where there's a reported video of the young men and him being Nolan arguing, and he said something about his freaking phone. Well, what is on that tape? What are they arguing about? And how did you not question them about the argument? There's a lot of things that law enforcement would have to answer.
Now, allegedly, this has not been verified, but I was hearing that. And the only reason I say that is because Javon kind of brought it up on that TMZ interview that there were multiple arguments. Now, Trayston came out here and said that was him yelling in the viral video going around of an argument. Now, on one channel, like one of those that I was referring to earlier, they had stated that the first argument was allegedly Nolan was trying to break up that argument. And some people have spoken to his character that that's the type of person he is. He likes peace. He likes to have fun and so forth. So he was like trying to get them to calm down. And then one of his so-called friends turned on him, allegedly, and then allegedly brought up the whole Carmelo Anthony situation and went there with the whole you Black people, X, Y, and Z. I don't know how true that is, but child, I was like, Oh, did any of that? Because y'all know this is all still fresh. Okay, all of this with Carmelo is still everyone's still talking about that case. Okay, but being that his appeal and so forth is in the works, but had turned on Nolan and was very upset at Nolan and said, hey, they all been drinking out there, and one thing, kind of led to the other, but all the details after that, child, we still trying to work through. But the arguments, because Javon did say it was multiple arguments, because I was like, why everybody out there arguing that day? What was all of that about? But that was just something that came up as I was scrolling through some of those videos. I don't know how true it is. Don't bash Ben Crump, Al Sharpton. At least they put in work. Others just sitting around talking with worthless opinions. Okay. I believe Al Sharpton and attorney Ben Crump will win civil lawsuits, but it's a pattern with them. No conviction come about. The judge allowed drinking at the pool party. She should be arrested for provoking liquor. Now, it was stated, Doreen, that pool party was alleged why did the body was found and why they didn't call his mother. That part. Okay. Pay attention, Mississippi, when it's time to vote. Don't vote these black people back in office. You got the judge, the sheriff, and whoever else be on your ballot. Your friend. Yes, Sheila. I was like, child, it was taken the previous Saturday, June 27th. Okay, got you. That's what I'm hearing too, but I don't know about that pool party photo.
What do you say to some of these young adults that have that say they know Nolan? There's one specifically, Trayston Shepard, who went on Good Morning America, and he basically contradicted the Wells family and basically said that the video that we've seen of a young man yelling and an altercation was not Nolan, that it was him. And he basically said that everyone that was with Nolan that day did no wrong, and he does not understand why they are getting so much hate behind Nolan's death. Says no one wanted to see him die. What do you have to say to these friends who he basically said we just need to all relax and mourn, is what he said.
I think that rather than do an interview on ABC, he ought to be doing an interview with the police under oath and being warned, if you lie, it's a crime. How does he know what happened?
Right.
Any more than I know, unless he was there when whatever happened that led to the fatality of Nolan, he was there. I mean, so to get people to try and tamp this down is possibly perjuring themselves, which is why you get people like me involved to try to put the heat on to sweat them out of their corner. How can you say when he says it wasn't Nolan on the tape, it was him? Has he heard the tape? How did he hear the tape? Was he under oath when he heard the tape? I mean, they only set themselves up for more serious questions.
What should be prioritized next in this case?
I think the priority must be we must have an independent autopsy, which we have done, and we're waiting on the toxicology report. And we must have an impartial, independent investigation.
Okay, so he's saying, y'all, because child, we wondering where's this autopsy. So allegedly, he's saying that they're waiting on the toxicology part, which I think that takes longer in most cases. That's when everything is released, the toxicology report with the autopsy report. So it looks as though that's the holdup. According to Reverend Al Sharpton, that's why the results have not, I guess, been released. Okay. Hey, Shawana. Exactly, because why are these alleged witnesses going on marathons giving BS stories? This is out of order, all out of order. Right. They should have been relaying this information to the sheriffs and also having on, like you said, having on record and the parents, because it looks suspicious that you're on a whole interview and then his mom is saying they don't know you. You know, and I need these news stations to make sure they vet these people before bringing them on. Just because you have a picture with someone does not mean you know that person like that. Okay, you could have seen them at a party. Child, I have a picture of me and Montel Jordan. That don't mean we were dating. Okay, now I could go around and say, "Oh yeah, that was my boyfriend." I got a picture with him, and then I can get all kind of interviews telling his business and all of that. Mm-mm. No, saying he would have and knowing the circumstances of a situation is different. Did someone appear not to thought to be there and he didn't feel comfortable getting on the boat? Right. Hey, Montana boss, welcome. Traveling is lying and just wants 15 seconds of fame. In Mississippi, it is not a crime to drink when they are in the presence of a parent or guardian. So, knowing an adult was present, that would be considered as no crime taking place. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for that. Allegedly, it was the girl with the name that starts with the A. She's the one who told them where the keys were. Yes. Okay, so 4 to 6 weeks for toxicology? Lord. So, y'all, why did he say Friday last week? Now, see, don't get my hopes up, okay? I'm like, you don't tell us Friday, and here we are thinking this week we possibly could see something. What? Nolan's body must have been damaged pretty badly, and it makes no sense. Less than 48 hours, his body is decomposed to where they could only identify him by his dental records. Right, Queen C? That's what people are saying, that his body wasn't in there long enough, for it to be that decomposed. So, what is that about? Yep, you're right.
The family, and I think with real reason, do not trust the local authorities that already determined there was no foul play. And I think that we need to have independent prosecutor investigate the case, and we need a toxicology report as we prepare for a funeral that is going to be devastating for this family.
Got it. Do you guys have a date for the funeral that you've set yet?
No, we're waiting to see when the toxicology report comes back, and that will determine that. Probably next Monday in Mississippi, but I'm not certain yet.
Got you. Do you have anything special that you plan to say? I know you're going to be officiating the service. Do you have anything that you plan to highlight or to make sure that
I'm going to call for fairness and justice, and to remember and celebrate this young man's life. 18 years old, doing well in football and college. If they can do this to the brightest of us, what can they do to the rest of us? Whatever happens, all of us need for this to come out and be clear on what did and what didn't happen.
One last question. This case has really polarized the nation. I feel like everyone knows when you say Nolan Wells, everyone knows exactly who you're talking about. I haven't seen our president really speak out about this. Do you think that this is something that he should be speaking out on?
I think that if it was another community and another situation, he would have been up in the middle of the night on Truth Social writing about it. But I won't say that I think he should say something, because given what he would say, I don't think it would be helpful.
Uh-oh.
I might agree with you on that. Reverend Sharpton, thank you so.
Uh-oh. Right. Child. No. And if Obama, is up in there, we may want to hear what he has to say, but y'all don't know. Like he said, it may not help the situation. Okay. Now, we don't have info on what's happened to him, but there are sharks in the area. Did one get Nolan? But both autopsies tell us that part. Exactly. Right. So he's saying they're trying to wait on the funeral. Now, tentatively is Monday, but I guess maybe they're hoping they get the toxicology report back this week. Okay. Toxicology, yes, they are different reports, but they send them as a bulk together. Yes. The president don't care. Girl, we don't want to hear nothing. Trump, we don't want Trump to say anything. Okay, girl, I was about to revamp your whole statement. Okay. Oh my God, he would have said something. What do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to Karen Michelle for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's live. She said the medical part is done probably by Friday. They're holding out for their lives. The better question is why the state haven't released preliminary. Okay, that's a better question. And thank you, sis. Hi, Roger. Welcome. The autopsy will say a lot. I believe that, Adam. Yes, I do believe that. If it was parents and all that, adult figure, no one took responsibility of their kids. That part. Now, the sheriff came out, y'all. Now, remember, Nolan's mother called him out. Okay, she did mention that the sheriff had not talked to them since last Tuesday. So it's so ironic the timing of his update on yesterday that really didn't say too much at all. But let's go ahead and see the little that he did say.
This Nolan Wells body was found on Horn Island. As the country sits and waits for the investigations to conclude, many questions are still left to be answered. Today I spoke with Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter on where the investigation stands. Speculation continues as to what happened to 18-year-old Nolan Wells over Independence Day weekend. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter met with WLOX to give what updates he could. However, considering
this investigation is active, it's ongoing,
he wasn't able to confirm much. Ledbetter did confirm that interviews have been conducted with witnesses and the department has been in contact with other departments and agencies, including the FBI. The investigation has benefited from information brought by the community.
This recent week, we've got a lot of valuable information that has come from the public. We put out a call to action last week for that information, and it has been very productive for us.
Many are preparing for the return of Wells' autopsy. However, toxicology testing is conducted by outside laboratories, and the analysis and review process can take several weeks. A spokesperson for the Mississippi Department of Public Safety states every case is unique and deserves a thorough review. Therefore, cases cannot all be handled the same way or in the same timeline. While theories circle social media, those who are close to Nolan are still waiting for closure, as one friend spoke in an ABC interview.
I think everybody needs to let the investigation continue and let the facts be shown. And if the fact shows that somebody harmed Nolan, I hope that there is justice brought. And if it was a tragic accident and somebody didn't speak up, I still hope justice is brought. The facts is the only thing that's going to overturn that. So that's what I'm just waiting patiently to see before I think anything else. I just know I've lost my best friend.
Remember college? Well, now college is over. And here.
Okay. Now, hold on one second. Okay. Now, other agencies have gotten involved with this case. Horn Island is part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore and is managed by the National Park Service. Congress included Horn Island in the Gulf Islands National Seashore when it established the park in 1971, and the island is protected as a federally managed wilderness area. Okay, so most of Horn Island is federally owned and managed by the National Park Service. However, a small amount of land remains privately owned. According to the National Park Service, Horn Island is about 3,014 acres with approximately 174 acres spread across 4 privately owned parcels, okay, that were never acquired when the National Seashore was created. So these parcels have been the subject of recent real estate listings. So, hey, some people could own, okay, parts of Horn Island if they wanted to. Now, if an incident occurs on Horn Island, okay, or in its immediate surrounding areas, several agencies could potentially have jurisdiction. Okay, so which agency leads? depends on where the incident occurred, what happened, and whether a federal crime is suspected. So keep that in your minds, okay? So with the National Park Service, okay, because Horn Island is part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore, the National Park Service has primary authority over the island itself, not the Sheriff's Department, but the National Park Service has primary authority. Law enforcement rangers can investigate the crimes, secure scenes, collect evidence, and make arrests for violations occurring on federal park land. So that's interesting because a lot of times we're just focusing in on the sheriff's department. However, they don't have the primary authority over that island. It's the National Park Service. And they can also, y'all, do an investigation on their own. Okay. Remember, it was allegedly a park ranger that even found Nolan's body. That's why they had all of these different people out there, because the sheriff's department is not the primary. Excuse me, y'all. It's not the primary. They work in conjunction with these other agencies. Now, the sheriff's office may assist with searches, recovery operations, and criminal investigations. Even though the island is federally managed, local deputies often work alongside federal agencies, especially in death investigations. Okay, so while he's coming on here, like he has a whole attitude telling everyone to calm down, that they are not going to be rushed, he's not the main one in charge, anyways. Okay, he's not the main. Kayla, I did see that. Thank you so much. He's not the main one in charge. The National Park Service is. He works in conjunction with that agency. Now, the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, they also have law enforcement authority on Mississippi coastal waters. They often assist with boating incidents, search and rescue operations, and investigations involving state marine laws. The U.S. Coast Guard, they commonly lead or assist in search and rescue operations on navigable waters. They may also investigate marine accidents and coordinate emergency responses offshore. And then you have the big boys, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. Now, they do not automatically investigate every death on federal land. Okay. Now, check this out. I want y'all to clock this part. It generally, they generally become involved only if there is evidence of a federal crime or another basis for federal investigative jurisdiction. So when you're getting the big boys to come on in, they're not coming in for no reason. Okay. Something has sparked the FBI to join this investigation. Something huge. Because they have all these other agencies that work together. Why are the big boys coming on in? Was there some type of federal crime there on that island? Okay. Or something that they need to go a little deeper into with this investigation. They're not coming for nothing, y'all. Okay. But if it happened at the house and the body was dumped at the island, who is in charge then? Well, that could very well still be the Jackson Sheriff's Department, the National Park Service, or I don't know if the Mississippi, let's see. It could be U.S. Coast Guard too, depending on how far away, because they also investigate marine accidents and they can coordinate emergency response offshore. But that probably will be more so closer to the water. So more so that part could be the FBI or the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. Okay. So y'all, They're not coming for nothing. Hey, Miss Lady T, welcome. Yes, exactly. So something, I don't know what, that they may have considered as a federal crime, or it pretty much took on a more federal investigative jurisdiction. And I'm wondering that the bulk of this happened there on the island for them to come, okay, because that's the federal land. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Yeah, that's serious to me. Hmm. That's very serious. Alicia said, if you're proven alcohol or providing alcohol at any event, you now bear responsibility if a death occurs. You must make sure a person is sober before leaving your home or any place you served alcohol. Okay. I heard one of the teens on the island fathers is an FBI agent. Really? Oh my gosh. Wow. What do we have for this? Doing women family meeting with the D. I see that right before I came. Yes, that is also one of the latest updates. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, so what we're going to do before we get to that update, I want us to tap into an interview, okay, with Laura Coates with CNN. And she had on Nolan's mother, but also Javon and his mother. Remember, she's a big part in this because she's the one that went to get Nolan's phone. Okay, let's get into this. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks for putting it all together. Now, I was on X and I was going to just show y'all back to back videos. But the good part is she had already combined them. And I said, whoo, thank the Lord. It makes it a little easier. So shout out to Chronicle Speaks.
Happened July 4th on Horn Island. This is an interview by Laura Coates from CNN.
I mean, Javon, I want to come to you because I mean, you're his friend. You were on the island on the 4th. You were on a different boat. Do you recall seeing him at all that day?
Yes, ma'am. I did see him when I was out there on the island.
Can you tell me what you saw? Does anything seem strange to you about the difference that people are saying of how he was separated from the group?
No, ma'am. I don't think that Nolan would say, hey, bro, I'm staying with this girl on the island. Y'all go ahead and go back without even bringing it, like not even asking to get his phone back. You know what I mean? I don't think that any of that.
What makes you so sure about that? Because I mean, obviously you've been with him, you've spent a lot of time with him. Did you know him to be someone to leave his phone or even say, you guys go without me?
Never. I've never known Nolan to stay back while his friends leave. He's always been a guy where if he rode with you, he's going to come back with you. That's always how he's been every single time.
You know, this friend of his, Trayston, also told ABC that that video people have been talking about that was said to show some sort of altercation, it did not involve Nolan. He said it was actually him yelling in the video and that you and a family member were holding him back because he'd been in a fight. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am. We were calming Trayston down. In that video where he said, give me my effing phone back, it sounds like him. So I'm pretty sure that he was right on that. But
okay, my thing is that part. When you start doing stuff like that, that just makes me side-eye you. Either you were there holding him back and he said it or not. What do you mean? Oh, it sounds like him. You would know if you were standing there holding someone back. Hey, Miss Lady T, yes, it was. And Laura, she's like, baby, let's get to the point. She's seeing right through it, okay? I'm just not understanding that. Just say yes, okay? Why are you up here saying, well, it sounds like him, then yeah? Because then it makes me think, are y'all lying? Like, come on. When you start doing stuff like that, either you're for sure, if you're holding him back, that he said that or not. Black Mama's not going to play. You better tell it right, boy. Okay, she going to pop him if he don't get it together. A parent can provide beer or light wine under 5%. Otherwise, it's illegal. Oh, okay. Has to be a certain percentage. OB, remember I was saying last night that weirdo is her son. Which one? Karen Michelle? She's like, I can't take this boy seriously. Right. Either you were there or not holding him to hear that. You don't believe him? Oh my gosh, this is what bothers me with his story. It's like he's stuttering, he scared to say certain stuff. Like, I don't know.
Javon, I'm so sorry to think about what you must be going through and thinking about what's happened to Nolan. I mean, you mentioned a phone. Tashima, a huge question so many people have is why he would have left his cell phone behind. And you say you were the person who actually went and retrieved that phone for the family. How'd you get your hands on the phone? Where was it?
That is correct. Christine called me and told me, hey, where are the boys? Nolan hasn't been heard from since such and such time. Where are your boys? I said, well, Javon is with his girlfriend, and I just spoke with Jalen, and they are headed to downtown, which I was literally getting ready to get in the shower to go downtown as well. She said, well, Nolan hasn't been. So I instantly called with Christine on the phone, Javon. Javon said no, he hadn't seen Nolan since early on the island. And he was like, what? Are y'all serious? He was like, yes. And so Christine intervened in the conversation, said, Nolan has not have been heard from since he left the island. So Javon was like, well, that's when I seen it. I haven't seen it since then. Again, everybody go their separate ways. So I then hang up from Javon because obviously there's nothing he can say to tell me anything. So then Jalen, I call him. Jalen did not answer.
Wait a minute. She said she hung up with him because he couldn't tell her anything. No, he should have been able to tell you what he said. He did he tell you about a fight? Did he tell you that he was going to go over there and check on Nolan, which could possibly, y'all, be the second altercation that Nolan could have been involved in that altercation? Because why was Javon going over to check on Nolan? Did he tell his mom that part? What do you mean? But see, she had Christine on the phone. So she probably did not want to get into too much information because Javon knew more things. So she was like, well, I can't tell. No. Javon, that should have been the time for you to tell his mother what had taken place on that island. Okay. Oh, well, let me let y'all know, while we were there was this altercation. I had to hold one of my friends back. He was getting upset. They trying to get him off the island. And so then I don't know what went down. They were trying to come at Nolan. And so, after a little time, I went over there to check on Nolan. But by the time I got there, Nolan was gone. What happened to that? Because see, that could have also prepared his mother, and she could have got a bigger jump on this had she known about that, Javon. But now you're on here, your mama's talking about, oh, I got off because there was nothing else he could give me. Girl, no, it was a lot more he could have given you, which makes me question this young man. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, it was a lot more because when he came out here running his mouth without you, he told more. And the mom does not want people calling him out. I noticed that because I looked at her page and she got mad at some content creator that was calling him out. He's lying about something. He's trying to cover up something. Okay. Dan said if Katie had just met Nolan, how would she know that the car keys were on the gaming system? Did the friends already know Katie? That part, Dan, let's clock that too, because I've been thinking about that as well. Since the YouTubers has been talking about this case, several movies have been played on YouTube. Not Murder in Mississippi. Golly, they got all of those. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't believe it's not adding up. Okay, it's not. I think the mom is basically trying to tell him, don't he be out here covering up when he might not know the truth. Something is going off with this boy. Not sure if he was threatened or what. It's possible he could have been threatened. Okay, come on, phenomenal Scorpio. Okay. Hey, Deborah. He's definitely lying. Understand that Javon was Nolan's friend. He wasn't friends with the YT boys. He says he doesn't hang out with those boys. Only Nolan does because those are Nolan friends. Yes, he has said that. They're a couple of years older, right? But he should have told Nolan's mother about this other situation. Okay. Shout out to Cameron Shell. She said, get our list out and put Javon on it, please. He never left my list, child. Shout out to you, sis, for being a sponsor for today's live. I kept him on there. Katie's on there, child. Okay. Because this is not sounding right. She hurried up. I'm going to replay that little part. She hurried up and said, oh, I got him off the phone because he didn't know anything else. Yeah, he knew a lot.
He hadn't seen Nolan.
Huge question so many people have is why he would have left his cell phone behind. And you say you were the person who actually went and retrieved that phone for the family. How'd you get your hands on the phone? Where was it?
Hey, Bird.
That is correct. Christine called me and told me, hey, where are the boys? Nolan hasn't been heard from since such and such time. Where are your boys? I said, well, Javon is with his girlfriend, and I just spoke with Jalen, and they are headed to downtown, which I was literally getting ready to get in the shower to go downtown as well. She said, well, Nolan hasn't been. So I instantly called with Christine on the phone, Javon. Javon said, no, he hadn't seen Nolan since early on the island. And he was like, what? Are y'all serious? We was like, yes. And so Christine intervened in the conversation, said, Nolan has not been heard from since he left the island. So Javon was like, well, that's when I seen it. I haven't seen it since then. Again, everybody goes their separate ways. So I then hang up from Javon because obviously there's nothing he can say to tell me anything. So then Jalen, I call him. Jalen did not answer the phone. Christine again is on the phone. Jalen did not answer the phone. LeBaron, I called, after he didn't answer the phone, I called LeBaron, which is their other friend, LeBaron Broomfield. He answered. He said, Jalen is in the gas station. Hold on. So he said, hey, Jalen, Mom on the phone. So he's like, Jalen, like, what's up, Mom? What's going on? I was like, hey, have y'all heard from Nolan? They said, no, we have not heard from Nolan.
But where was the phone?
So I was like, well,
she want to get to the good part.
That's when we started checking the phone. Well, for Christine, it said one place, but for them on Snapchat, it showed another place. So that's the place we went to. And it showed that everybody that was in the house, it was like a lot of people there.
Now, y'all, let me know y'all's thoughts on this part. This just been in my mind, okay? This just been in my mind. And y'all let me know what you think about this. Now, when Christine used Life 360, because I haven't really heard her talk too much about, she hasn't gone into a lot of detail. She said her friend, of course, when it got it. Okay. When she looked at his phone from the Life 360, is it possible that it was showing somewhere where these boys were? Because she's now saying, the mom is saying that their Snapchat showed it somewhere else. Were they at one point somewhere in the vicinity? Or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because why was Life 360 showing somewhere and their Snapchat was showing a different location? I'm a little bit confused there. And he has to live with them. He's trying to play both sides. Yeah, because he has to live there. Right. Hey, Caramel. She said, good morning. The exact situation happened to my mom's neighbor's son in May. No arrests have been made. Wow. Prayers to them. Oh, my gosh. A picture of the pool with the dock and basketball court. Okay, Ian, I'll look into it. Okay. Shout out to Miss Victoria. Thank you so much for becoming an open book member. You were already family, but now you are a member. Welcome. It wasn't Katie. It was the girl with the name that starts with an A. Yes. I thought Nolan's mom said she called Tashima and her boys were with her. Come on, Black Butterfly. I know we got some detectives in the building. You better say it. You better say it. Put her in remembrance, okay? Because she did say that the boys were with their mom. Come on. But now when we're hearing the mom talk about this thing, she's saying the boys, she having to call them. Wait, what? Wait, what? I thought they were with you. Ooh, we got the detectives in the building.
There, like it was. I'm not familiar with all the kids. I only know like one there, and what a lot of people were at. So that's how we knew where to go to. We went there. They were all there. They were sitting there, lights off, watching TV.
Did they immediately give you the phone? Because knowing that phone was
Okay, so she said she went to a location with the Snapchat location. When she gets there, it was a group of people there, some kids there, and they were all sitting in the dark. Let me refresh y'all's memory about this one thing. Alexis on that TikTok panel, she brought up something. I want y'all to listen to this. Find Nolan and saw them out there cleaning the boat. What are you cleaning the boat? Oh, wait. I got it. Y'all gonna say when this comes out, oh, that's when we were out there fixing the hull. We were fixing the bilge pump. Is that what you're gonna say? That's when you were gonna fix because you already put it out in the statement that there was a problem with the boat. So instead of saying, oh, we were cleaning the boat, you're gonna say we were fixing the boat. That late at night though, okay, that's a red flag. Who does any of that to a boat late at night? And I hope that whoever saw that, I hope they got a picture of it. Okay. All the evidence, they trying to make sure the evidence is gone, child, because you out cleaning a whole boat. Yes, Monica. Is there actual proof it was told? Well, I don't think it was told, Wahil. I don't think it was told. But because they had it moved to, why wouldn't you, if you had it towed and something was wrong, you would tow it to the home of the owner. Why would you tow it over to the home of one of your friends? And that's just so happened is the home of the judge who is online making posts, but everybody else has privated or deactivated their accounts. She's the only one out here making public statements, trying to control the narrative. Okay? Trying to make sure she says certain things. Honey, we need to see the boat. Don't tell me it was magically repaired so soon. Exactly. A new potential suspect. Come on, detectives, write that down. There's a girl who was not in the pictures. Okay? Y'all, I thought I had
you're
it.
surviving. Why is everybody's Snapchats going off? Why is social media is getting deleted? Why are we acting so suspicious? Like, it's 4th of July. You just had fun on an island. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Like, stop it. Like, y'all up in these comments just sounding fucking slow as fuck.
Yes,
Come
and
on,
Alexis, I do want to ask you too as well. So you did already confirm that one of the parents was a judge. So thank you for that. Also, I wanted to ask you, can you confirm that all of their social media has been scrubbed? So is it scrubbed or is it deactivated?
Only 2 of them are deactivated, but a couple of them are just private now. But the mom judge, she did deactivate hers. So that only 2 of them
did, but she brought it back, y'all. She admitted that she did, but she's still been posted. Okay, what I'm gonna do? Oh my gosh, I thought I had the timestamp, child, because that whole interview, I don't find it on TikTok right now. They just have bits and pieces. The reason I wanted to play this, and I'm gonna look for it while the other video is playing, is because she mentioned that they were at someone's house. A group of them had gone to someone's house for 4 hours. Do y'all remember that from that young lady's interview that day? That it was a group of them. If anybody that has come out and stated some things that we're really seeing now, is this Alexis girl that was on that TikTok panel. She said for 4 hours they were at someone's house. Now we're hearing the mom say that they were at someone's house, okay, in the dark. Let's continue.
It took about 15. They did. They gave me the phone, but it took about 15 minutes to get the phone because I even asked. I'm like, did y'all have to walk back to Horn Island to get the phone, or like, where's the phone? Because it took so long when they said it was when Wyatt told me it was in his truck. It took him so long to get the phone back to me.
Christine,
So when they brought the phone back,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tashima. I want to hear that.
When they brought the phone.
So she's saying that it took them 15 minutes, okay, to bring the phone out. And when they got the phone, it had been in Wyatt's truck. Now, why was Nolan's phone in Wyatt's truck? That's a question. Why was it inside of Wyatt's truck? What's her name? Lena, which one? The mom? The mom is going down for real. Which one? This mama? Are y'all talking about her? The guys in these settings are two hands on with each other. Look how they are in that pool and in other pics. Okay. Absolutely trying to deflect. Right. Just like the keys. It took a while. It definitely took a while for them to get the keys too. So she's out there waiting for them to get it. And then eventually they get the keys out of the truck. That truck needs to be scrubbed and they need to investigate that as well. Because why is Nolan's phone inside of the truck? Okay. I strongly believe he's talking about the judge. I feel the call to the Coast Guard was to tell them they were having boat issues, not to report Nolan missing. They didn't call about Nolan until the next day. The Coast Guard lying for them. I thought about that too, y'all, that Coast Guard whole situation with possible lying, okay, that thing stood out to me too. Like, that's a huge error. That's a huge
after
error.
I said something about it, he was like, well, she's going to get it. I was like, who's going to get it? He's like, the girl's going to get the phone.
So let's think about something here. After a day at the beach.
So the truck must have been, I don't know, in the backyard or something, because that didn't make sense to me. He's talking to her saying the girl is going to go get the phone. Go get it from where? And it was in his truck. So was his truck in the backyard? Was it in the front yard? Because wouldn't she have seen a girl coming out to get the phone? Where was his truck? I'm still confused about that. You think y'all silly? Watch them sell the boat before they even check it for blood stains. Okay, I believe that. And when Wyatt said the girl is going to get the phone, that was her. And that's how she remembers seeing the keys on the Xbox, because his phone was on there too. But it was stated, though, from his mom that the phone and the keys were in different locations. Y'all remember that? Okay, so it was in the garage. Oh, got you. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. I was a little confused about that. I'm talking about Wyatt is definitely in on it, ringleader, and the judge is going to jail. Oh, okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, so you said it was probably in the garage. Okay. It probably wasn't trying to even give it to her at all. I don't think so either. But that's a huge thing, y'all. If Nolan's phone was in his truck, where was Nolan? Now, remember Kim Brawley on Instagram, she said that they could have possibly taken the boat to another house, knowing that the parents were trying to get the phone. Now, another discrepancy that I'm hearing, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Didn't the mom say that her friend gave got the phone from a parent? Do y'all remember that? Do we have to go back and remind people of things that were stated? But are we not hearing the friend say that she got it from a girl? Something is off to me, y'all. Okay, I don't know who's lying at this point. If they told the mom one story and we're hearing something differently right now during this interview, or what. But she said that it was a mom that they got the phone from. But now she's saying she got it from a girl that went to the car to get it out of Nolan, I'm sorry, Wyatt's truck. This is weird. Was Wyatt's truck pulling the boat back to the house? Okay, Stacy. So we have the keys, the car, and the boat. Or no. The boat was at the judge's house. Wait a second, y'all. Hold up. The keys and the car, they were at Jack's. The phone, why? I'm making a little diagram. Was at Warren's? Am I am I missing something? Do they think we're crazy? Like, wait a second. She said everybody lying. At this point, everybody lying. Okay. The mom said they wouldn't give it to her, so she sent the friend, which is the boy who was on TMZ. But the mom is on here saying they went to get it. She's getting it from the girl who's getting it out of Wyatt's truck. The mom stated that they got it from one of the moms there. That's at Wyatt's house. The keys and the car were at Jack's house. The boat is at Warren's house. Child, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They need to check out Wyatt's truck for blood and DNA of Nolan if his body was in that truck, as well as the boat. That's where they need to start. That girl was there and she wants to tell more, but hasn't yet. I think she's scared. Yeah, some of them are scared. Oh, yeah, we got to put the pool party. The pool party was supposedly at Evan's house. Y'all, what is happening? I just wrote that down. Let me type it into the chat. This is crazy. This is becoming a whole circus because now I'm wondering who lying. Okay, so the phone. Let me type this in so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's my comment. Let me put it on the screen. Phone Wyatt, house, and car Jax. The boat Warren. Pool party Evan. Girl, she said she heard slamming my feet. Oh, yeah, they need to check. What am I missing? Detectives. And then on top of that, we just heard that not a parent, but the kids in a house in the dark doing Lord knows what while Nolan's phone is in the truck. But we're thinking that the phone, y'all, this is a hot, I see why the FBI is getting involved. Child, I would get the FBI involved too. I don't know who to believe. Okay, she said, girl, his stuff was all over the place. Exactly. How do we get here, y'all? Like, how do you have his phone at Wyatt's house, his keys and car at Jack's house, the boat was at the judge's house, Warren's, and then this alleged pool party was supposedly at Evan's house? I'm going to have to think this through the rest of the day. Okay? They need to lock them all up at this point. Exactly. Now show Kimberly's. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, Javon and them by the pool. Okay, let me pull that up right quick. Oh, we got a woosah. Yeah, but it was at Jack's house though. Yeah, you're right, Kim Michelle. Yeah. She said, Obi, I had to write that down as well. Something ain't right. I mean, am I losing it? Like, what is happening? Yes, like you pretty much have to separate the facts from speculation. Okay, so let me pull up Kim Brawley. This is the young lady that child, she's been on it. Okay. Oh, she done some updates, y'all. Let's check this out. Let me see where I want to start. Okay. She did some good updates. Oh, child. Wait a second. Kim Brawley, we're gonna be on your page for right now, because child on this little part, because we need to know what's going on. Okay. Child, this is a hot mess. Cause it's throwing me off, y'all. Like something is going on. I like the way she doing it. Come on, let me share my screen. Okay, because baby, I'm a visual person. Okay, so this is, and remember, come on through. This is what we've been looking for. Because remember, I told y'all at one of those docks, there is a store called Ocean Springs Marine Mart. And I was wondering if they had any cameras, right? So in this particular post here, this is the Ocean Springs Harbor boat, okay? Lunch. So she said, is this the boat lunch? So I wanted to give y'all this particular view here, okay? Now let's go over. Okay, this was the...
We actually know someone. So today, we actually know someone that works transporting bodies, human remains, and things like that. So today I got a call from that person, and they were just talking about the body that they encountered across. So it's Nolan Wells. So before knowing all that, he said that the body was mistreated. Yeah. It looked abused. It looked like he was tortured. Looked as if he was burnt, maybe. Where? Face, body, said he was burnt.
And not only that, his body was mistreated when they transported him.
So as they were transporting him, he was actually face down. So everyone knows when you're transporting a body, when, only a couple of people work that job, they all know you don't transport the body face down. It's kind of very disrespectful. So you always have them face up.
Wow.
Well, specifically his body so today, we
know about that part, but that's allegedly the body may have been possibly turned facing forward, possibly burned. I don't know. We haven't gotten any official results yet. Okay. Now let's see here about the district attorney. Okay.
Right when I thought I could go to sleep and have one night of decent sleep because we got the feds, I learned that the body has been burned and tortured. Please, we have to call on the DA. No. Angel, please help us. We have to have a charge. We have to have a homicide charge. Please, maybe even a hate crime and more. Mm-hmm. Angel, if you don't give us this homicide charge, this is going to look very, very, very bad. We're not letting up. Social media is over this. Everybody's going to go down. Please, District Attorney, I am begging you. We need a homicide charge in this case. Right when I thought I could go to sleep and have one night of decent.
I'm getting there, Ian. I'm trying to go through all of the ones I just missed this morning while we've been on live, because she cooking. Okay. Now, okay, let's see. Okay, let's see here. Javon, September 17th. Let's see, Javon, do you and your friends party at this house with a boat launch frequently? Yo, wait a minute. This was 2023. And this is Javon, the friend that just did the interview. Oh my gosh. There is a house with a boat launch in the back. Because one thing, Karen Michelle, thank you, sis. She said, my brain hurts. Just lock up all of them. Okay. Wait a minute. This goes to what I was trying to figure out yesterday, but I had no way of trying to figure this out. Okay. Because I said, is there a way on water for them to get from Horn Island? Because I don't know where these boys live. I don't know, because someone asked a question in the chat, how far was Horn Island from where these boys? I'm going to rewind it. Yes, I'm going to definitely rewind it. Y'all, I had to take a little pause because they have my brain hurting. Okay. And I was like, is there a quick way to get from there without a lot of movement of getting in, out, because they would have to, if something had happened, put his body in a car to drag the boat, like all of that. So now here it is. Here's a post that she found with Javon, the friend, at some house that has an actual dock in the back. Okay, let's see what's next.
Javon, do y'all friends have family on the water like this? Y'all party at houses on the water like this frequently? Y'all got boat launches? Right, y'all can drive these boats up to y'all friend backyard, huh?
Yes, Stacey.
All right. Thank you for deleting every single picture except the ones we needed, Javon. Thank you. Javon.
Okay.
Do y'all friends have family on the water like this? Y'all
Okay.
I'll tell y'all my biggest error. My biggest error was I have never used Snapchat or Life 360 in my life.
Me too.
So when the parents were talking about what was going on, I did not know what they were saying. I didn't know, because I was like, did they say text messages were deleted? But it was Snapchat? I couldn't comprehend what they were saying. They were so distraught that I don't even think they could understood what they were saying. But I never was familiar with those interfaces. I had to call my friend and be like, hey, can you tell me how Snapchat was? She kind of sent me some screen. She's like, look, there's no way all this Snapchat history. My friend kind of told me how Snapchat, where I had to dig in because I didn't know what that meant. And originally I was mad at Crump because I didn't ever think that video proved anything. And then by having fucking that TMZ come out with Javon the same fucking day, that just looked bad for the white people, bruh. For the white people. Look, that looked like really bad. I'll tell y'all my biggest error. My biggest error was I have never used Snapchat.
I'm trying to go in order. All right, so she said, does this look like a boat launch? Okay, let's see what she has to say about
whoever that lady
this.
is, I gotta apologize to you. That lady, she tried to correct me, and she said, but the boats wouldn't be parked, they'd be docked. And I immediately say, you don't know about boats, bitch? Like, the boats go in a fucking trailer. But then when she said docked, I said, wait a minute. Do they have direct water access? So she, indirectly led me to finding this shit because I didn't think of that. Thank you. That's why when I ask these questions, I'm looking for shit that I never thought of. I was thinking of a boat on a trailer being parked. A boat being docked is way easier. Thank you, thank you. Forever tried to fucking come and cap me. Thank you. You led me to this. Hey, whoever that lady is, I gotta apologize to you. That lady.
Oh my gosh, y'all. This is why it would be key to have an outline or know where they live in relation to that island. Do they have, being that they have boats and own boats, is it possible that one of the houses could have a boat docking little pad like this? Exactly. Okay. Would they have my gosh. I said, is that those? I said, I don't know. Hey, Nika, welcome everyone coming on in. Thank y'all so much. She said, I'm finna go look at some stuff, but y'all forgive me, whatever pop in my head. I'm trying to put it out here. Moving fast, right? No, you good. We all thinking this through. I asked in your live the other day, I wonder if they live in the same neighborhood. Okay, so somebody did ask that. Okay, that's what I want to know, Angel. That's what I want to know. Is there, because I know you can only get to Horn Island by boat, right? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Is this our last one that she just did a recent update? What's
you
this
telling
one?
me I thought I had a death muse? I cried for 3 fucking weeks after I was fooling with the energy of the Magnolia, after I remixed Slow Motion, and then I randomly Googled Melphamine, the muse of tragedy. What? And then I also randomly Googled Calliope, the muse of epic poetry and music. Then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I put them on the map. Don't fucking. I'm like, you telling me I thought I had a death muse? I cried for 3 fucking weeks after I was fooling with the energy of the Magnolia, after I remixed Slow Motion, and then I randomly Googled Melphamine, the muse of tragedy. What?
Right,
and then I also randomly Googled Calliope, the muse of epic poetry and music. Then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I put them on the map. Don't fucking tell me I was fucking messing with the Magnolia, remixed the song, and then something fucking jumped into my fucking body, bitch, and led me to the Melf and the Calliope. Don't look at that map. This is random. This is New Orleans, bitch.
Okay, I thought that was Nolan. Oh my gosh. Okay, so those were the updates. All right, so possible. I don't know if this is a home that could have, but we see here with this one that Javon has been to some house that has it. Look in the back, y'all, right here. Let me blow it up some. Y'all see? Whose house is this that has an actual boat launching pad back here? Whose house is this? Now, this doesn't look like that same pool, but whoever house this is, they have access to get out of there by water. That's the whole key in this. Whose house is this? Oh my goodness. I blew it up too big. Hold on. I can see it on my side. Oh no, y'all can see it. Okay. Y'all, wait a second. This is crazy. Okay. Oh my God. This thing is deeper every day. It gets deeper every day. You think this is the judge's house? Oh my gosh. Are you serious, Ian? Wow. Shout out to Tracy for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. That's what I thought was the case from the beginning. Some people have private docks. Oh my gosh, y'all. There's a bay that leads to the open water. It's surrounded by houses that access the docks. Pull up Horn Island and zoom out to see it. Oh, okay, okay. This is good. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Shout out to you. Okay, I appreciate that, Queen. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back right quick and listen to, because I know y'all wanted me to rewind that part. Okay. And then I'm going to do some research on that island to see if there are houses or private docks along the way. Oh my God.
That is correct. Christine called me and told me, hey, where are the boys? Nolan hasn't been heard from since such and such time. were your boys? I said, well, Javon is with his girlfriend, and I just spoke with Jalen, and they are headed to downtown, which I was literally getting ready to get in the shower to go downtown as well. She said, well, Nolan has been. So I instantly called with Christine on the phone, Javon. Javon said no, he hadn't seen Nolan since early on the island. And he was like, what? Are y'all serious? He was like, yes. And so Christine intervened in the conversation, said, Nolan has not have been heard from since he left the island. So Javon was like, well, that's when I seen it. I haven't seen it since then. Again, everybody goes their separate ways. So I then hang up from Javon because obviously there's nothing he can say to tell me anything. So then Jalen, I call him. Jalen did not answer the phone. Christine again is on the phone. Jalen did not answer the phone. LeBaron, I called after he didn't answer the phone. I called LeBaron, which is their other friend, LeBaron Broomfield. He answered. He said, Jalen is in the gas station. Hold on. So he said, hey, Jalen, Mom on the phone. So he was like, Jalen, like, what's up, Mom? What's going on? I was like, hey, have y'all heard from Nolan? They said no. We have not heard from Nolan.
But where was the phone?
So I was like, well, okay. So that's when we started tracking the phone. Well, for Christine, it said one place, but for them on Snapchat, it showed another place. So that's the place we went to. And it showed that everybody that was in the house, it was like a lot of people there. Like I'm not familiar with all the kids. I only know like one or two people there, but it showed that the phone was at what a lot of people were at. So that's how we knew where to go to. We went there. They were all there. They were sitting there, lights off, watching TV.
Did they immediately give you the phone? Because knowing that phone was there.
It took about 15.
She was trying to hurry.
They gave me the phone, but it took about 15 minutes to get the phone. Because I even asked, I'm like, did y'all have to walk back to Horn Island to get the phone? Or like, where's the phone? Because it took so long when they said it was when Wyatt told me it was in his truck, it took him so long to get the phone back to me.
Christine,
so when they brought the phone back.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Tashima. I want to hear that.
When they brought the phone, after I said something about it, he was like, well, she's going to get it. I was like, who's going to get it? He's like, the girl's going to get the phone.
So let's think about something here. After a day at the beach celebrating the 4th of July, Nolan decides to.
It's too much stuttering for me. Okay. And y'all, this full interview, now check out how CNN is doing it. This can be found on Amazon Prime. Okay. You got it's behind a paywall, child. Okay. So they were, able to give out snippets, but to see the full interview, you have to have Amazon Prime to see that. I got to tap in because something's not adding up, y'all. I'm going to be honest. We're hearing multiple stories. The mom is saying it one way. Now the friend is on the CNN interview saying it another way. One thing I'm not big on is people lying. Okay. Don't lie to me. Okay. Once you lie on me or to me, I'll never trust you again. Okay. It takes some work. And I just feel like some of this is not making sense. Somebody's covering for somebody. Some of the information that's been put out here is incorrect. And people were bringing up the mom is saying she doesn't know this person, that person, then we're hearing now from the friend. She has a different story. Live 360 showing one location. We know we found the phone on this. There wasn't a mom. No, it was Wyatt. It was in his truck. Like kids meeting up in a room. It's a lot of different layers to this thing. This is why Laura, she's seeing through it as well in this interview. Okay, she's peeping it as well because she's like trying to hurry her to get to the main thing. We thought your sons were with you based off of what Nolan's mom said. Okay. Yes, Amy. Yes. It's giving those vibes. It's giving those vibes. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know if they're nervous because they have to say certain things. Maybe they've received. I think he said he has been receiving threats as well. Let me see. Because I think there's one video portion. I don't think she has it in here. This is crazy, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Let me pull this up. Is this the one? Okay, I think this is the one here. Okay, let me share my screen. Oh, is it muted? Hold on.
Family members, what has it been like? There have been so many people who have come out of the woodwork to praise your son. People have said that they're best friends, that they're family members. What has it been like for you to hear so many people try to tell your son's story?
Thank you, Miss Lady T.
It's been a bit frustrating just because it's like, but did you really know him type of thing? Like, were you really around? Were you really there supporting? Because if I remember correctly, a lot of the support was most of the time just me and his dad. I know we've had a few people that could help here and there. Tashima's always there supporting, games and different things. So it's a bit frustrating because, like, I get this has blown up nationally, but that doesn't give you the right to try to tell a story that you don't know about someone who you're only getting this small section of what has happened and you're trying to spin it into something for clout. Like, I'm kind of over all of that. I try not to respond to things. I do stay away from social media for the most part, other than occasionally I will scroll, but it's disgusting. I don't think people realize that, me and my husband, we see that. Our younger child, our younger boys, they see that. Our older kids see that. At the end of the day, this was our son, our children's brother. He was a grandson, he was a friend, he was all of these things. And for people to just speak so negatively and act like they know everything, it's disgusting. Um, we have definitely gotten to a point where um, we're lacking empathy. People just don't have it, or I don't know, maybe
Oh,
they just don't care to have it. But it's definitely things need to change for sure, and people need to watch what they say and what they do, because that has effects on others.
Your son is not a headline. He is your child. He belongs to your family. And I desperately hope you get the truth, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you all. I am just.
She is trying to hold it together. Let me get the other one. She shared different snippets. Let's see if this is the one. Okay, here's another one.
Tell me about your best friend, your childhood friend, Nolan.
Yes, ma'am. Nolan was just a guy that if you were feeling down, he's gonna put a smile on your face. He always found a way to make me laugh, even though he was getting on my last nerve. But I always love him, man. Like that guy was like he was a blessing. Like I mean, like Nolan literally did everything with me. Like if he wasn't going somewhere, I wasn't going somewhere. If I was going, he was going. We were just like we were literally like brothers. Like honestly, like we did everything. We talked every day. We could be like he'll be at college. I was still in high school. We'd come back down, still have the same bond. Like always, we will always have that brotherhood relationship. And I feel like that's something I'll always.
What has it been like?
Ma'am?
What has it been like now in this last week alone?
it's been hard, honestly. Like, it's really stressful. Like, with everything that's been going on, it's just it doesn't feel real. Like, it just hurts really bad, and I just wish things were different.
So my thing is, I was looking up. I had clicked off my button on that one by accident, but I wanted to show a map. Give me 1 second. Thank y'all for your patience. Because someone told me to look up the ways into Horn Island, right? So I was looking up like any homes that had back docking stations from like that could lead to the island, if that makes sense. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to help us though. I'm gonna have to do more research on it. Um, but let me pull this one up right quick. Okay, so can y'all see that? Oh, hold on. Okay, now with this, notice that there are multiple islands, right? Kind of like in a chain like formation. Okay, hey Shelly, hey sis. And notice there, can y'all see all of this? This Pascagoula. I've heard that word and I'm like, do I pronounce that correctly? We have Pascagoula there, however y'all pronounce it, Gautier. Then we have Ocean Springs right here. And then we have Biloxi right next door. Okay. Now, Ocean Springs, if we got a little more deeper into this is the land part. There are homes through here. Remember, they said that from Ocean Springs, like the actual um, launch to Horn Island is like a 40-minute drive out by boat. Okay. But what makes me wonder here on the coast, are there any homes that could directly go to Horn Island from different parts here in Ocean Springs? Okay, notice here, there are homes back here. So one of them could have actually had a docking little boat launch back there in the back, based off of that picture that we just saw. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. We only heard from Black people. Where's the whites? Who the F called the Cajun Navy before the Coast Guard got involved? Oh, okay. That's a good point. That's what I was saying too the other day. In is it looked like a trend that certain people are being sent out to kind of calm the media down. Okay, all of that, and it's only certain ones that's being put out there. So Jay Bun left the island thinking Nolan was with the YT boys. Yeah, that's what he was thinking. Because remember when he said he went to check on Nolan, he said that Nolan, they were gone. Yeah, lights out watching a movie while Nolan is missing. Exactly. And y'all, we were hearing from the girl Alexis that allegedly the next day they were out eating. And someone said, why are y'all out eating? And we trying to find Nolan. And I forgot which one she said, well, y'all gonna fit anyways. Y'all think we did it anyways. Did what? Because at that time, didn't anyone suspect that they had something to do with it? But that looks suspicious also. And for his phone to still be in the truck, I don't think they banked on his mom having that Life 360 and them trying to locate his phone. and they were able to locate it through Snapchat. So if the phone was in the truck, y'all, how did Nolan get separated from his phone? That's another question that many people have. How did he get separated? That's so weird. This is horrible. My mind is blown, y'all. I know I'm talking, but my mind is blown. That messed me up about that boat lunch thing. And then how all of these different pieces were in different places. The phone was in Wyatt's truck. The keys and car was at Jack's house. The boat was at Warren's house, allegedly. And the pool party, this alleged pool party, was at Evan's house, which we still don't know if that's the weekend of the 4th, because some people are saying that that's possibly from the 27th. I don't trust the Cajun Navy. How we know they are not aligned with Proud Boys or Patriots from or the Klan? I don't know, because they were the main ones on it, right? They definitely. I don't think they knew about that Life 360, right? Because it showed him still on land by his phone being with them. Now, I don't think I don't know if they were cocky to have already dropped off his body in the water and they came back with his phone. And once they found out, oh, he had drowned or something, then they'll be like, oh, we were wondering when he was going to come and get his phone. We were wondering when was he going to come and get his car. You know what I'm saying? Because for them to have it and you never contacted his parents, that's suspicious. Waterfront neighborhoods in Ocean Springs and Gautier offer direct Gulf and bio access, allowing you to reach Horn Island by boat in about 10 to 20 minutes. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, so it is possible for them to have gone directly back to someone's home by boat. And what we do know is there is a photo of Javon at someone's house that had a boat dock behind their house. We can put that together. Now, Javon, whose home is that? Whose home is that? I want to know. They only were able to get an accurate location by Snap. That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying, child. I'm questioning everything now. The football coach who's on the news is black, but he's the assistant coach. Now, I did see another one of his coaches came out and spoke that was white, because I shared that as a short. The Snapchat app was the accurate for his location. Yep, they kept the phone. Is it, Angel? Wait a second. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I told y'all we got some detectives in the building. Give me 1 second. Girl, now you got me looking. Is it on her Facebook profile, Angel? Where did you find that? Because you know what, y'all? If we could put together that puzzle piece, that's going to explain why the boat was at Warren's house. If we could put together that puzzle piece, that is going to explain why that boat was at Warren's house. Ian, okay, where can I find that? Oh, okay. Okay, duh. Let me do that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Unless y'all want to look too. I can't find it unless it's way down somewhere. I'm thinking it was going to be at the top. Right, the investigation. That's a good point. You don't think the Erder was racist, but the investigation definitely given that. Okay. Well, y'all, I will look for that. But in the meantime, let's go here.
Are no longer willing to accept that quick dismissal of unanswered questions when a young Black person dies. People are demanding a thorough, transparent investigation before conclusions are reached, and they believe every lead deserves to be examined. With that said, there have been several interviews released in recent days featuring people who knew Nolan, including friends and coaches. One thing that has stood out to many viewers is that these individuals have consistently expressed the belief that race did not play a major role in what happened.
No, I don't think it was no racial intention at the school. From my experience, because you have predominant white school, you have Black kids there, and they all played and grew up together and got along. Now some stuff might have happened that I didn't see. So, I can't speak wholeheartedly on it, but from what I did see, it was a tight-knit community, you know what I mean?
Do you think, having been there on the island with this large group of people, that race plays a factor in whatever happened here?
I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that question. I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to answer that question. I mean, obviously we go to Ocean Springs, we're going to have white friends. So I guess it's pretty normal down here, but
even this man, Trayston Shepard, who claims to be Nolan's best friend, says that he is upset by the suggestion from Crump that race may have played a role in Wells's death.
I just know I've lost my best friend.
So first of all, we don't know Trayston. We've never met him. So to say, best friend, childhood friend, that's a bit of a stretch. We've never met him. He's never been to our home.
The people being interviewed look nothing like the people who were reportedly on the boat with Nolan during his final hours. The very people whose parents have publicly stated that their son last saw Nolan at 3:00 p.m. You remember the judge? While the birth mother of that same boy publicly stated that her son last saw Nolan at 5:00 p.m. None of these people are being interviewed. Instead, we're hearing from someone claiming to be Nolan's best friend, but not the friends who were reportedly on the boat with him. We're hearing from an assistant coach, but not the head coach.
So let me get this straight. They put
Okay, so I did find one picture, okay, so far. Hold on 1 second. Now, I'm not sure if this is directly in front of their home or by their home, but this is her and possibly her husband. But look behind them. Okay, to the left, there are homes there. Okay, and there are boats docked there as well. So let me keep looking, but look, y'all, I think we are getting closer because I want to find one where it shows if we can match up the exact docking, or not at the exact, it doesn't have to be the one Javon was at, but if we can see that, that would make sense as to why the boat would have been over there first. Okay, so let's go back.
another Black person in front of us to speak, which is the assistant coach at Nolan's high school that he graduated from. Mind you, this is Jake, the head coach. Why are we not hearing from him? Mind you, by his own admission, it is a majority white school.
No, I don't think it was no racial intention at the school. From my experience, some stuff might have happened that I didn't see. So I can't speak wholeheartedly on it. But
Then no shade, my brother, but why are you speaking to us if you can't speak on it? You know who should be able to speak on it? The principal, Jacob. He should be able to tell us. And it's interesting because in any school district, in the employee handbook, it tells you that you have to get permission before speaking to the media. So explain to us why you gave permission to the one black person to get in front of us and tell us that he does not believe that there's any racial tension in y'all school.
On top of all of that, we continue to hear that the investigation is ongoing. Yet, according to Nolan's mother, Miss Christine, she hasn't heard from investigators since the day after her son's body was found, and she was the one that made that call.
Have you been hearing anything from investigators?
No, the last time I spoke with an investigator, it was Major Smith, and I had reached out to him via text message. That was last Tuesday. Other than that, I have not spoken with anyone.
Now, a major update in this case today is that the Jackson County District Attorney, Angel Myers McIlrath, has confirmed that she will be meeting with Nolan Wells' family today. She also stated that once the Jackson County Sheriff's Department completes its investigation into Nolan's death, the case will be presented to a grand jury. According to the district attorney, this is standard procedure in Jackson County for deaths that are not considered natural. Another significant development is the FBI's involvement in the investigation. The FBI is now assisting the Jackson County Sheriff's Department because Horn Island falls under federal jurisdiction. According to investigators, FBI agents are helping with the forensic examination of the digital evidence that has been collected throughout the investigation. Sheriff John Ledbetter also provides an update on the scope of the investigation, revealing that investigators have interviewed approximately 60 witnesses so far. He emphasizes that the investigation remains both active and ongoing. Among those interviewed exclusively are the three friends who accompanied Nolan to Horn Island on July 4th. Investigators continue to review witness statements alongside digital evidence as they work to reconstruct the events leading up to Nolan's death. The district attorney reiterated that the case is being treated as a priority. Now, authorities say the investigation has been complicated by the island's remote location with limited cell phone service and no surveillance cameras. Ledbetter also acknowledged the widespread rumors surrounding the case, including claims alcohol or drugs may have played a role. Now, I want to speak to you for a brief moment about speculation. Questions over alcohol consumption have circulated since Nolan's friend, Trayston Shepard, said that the group had spent the holiday swimming and drinking. Well, we were all just having fun all day, Shepard told Good Morning America. And then as the day went on, people started to drink more and people started getting more drunk. But Brian Trasher, vice president and spokesperson for the United Cajun Navy, which helped search for Nolan, cast doubt on claims the teen himself had been drinking to excess. My understanding is that even though there was pictures of the boys drinking beer and stuff, Nolan's blood alcohol level was not at an intoxicated level, Trasher told People.
Autopsy results are still pending. Jackson County Coroner Bruce Lynn Jr. says the coroner's office is waiting for the toxicology report to be returned to the state medical examiner's office before the full autopsy report can be completed. The coroner says the toxicology report is being expedited and that he hopes it comes in this week. As the investigation continues, questions remain about the events leading up to Nolan Wells' death and whether additional evidence could help provide answers for his family.
And as we wait for the autopsy and toxicology reports,
I got to go and really do my research on the photo before I show which one, because that one, I don't know if that's directly behind their home. But I want to find one that it shows like the backyard portion to see if there is one. So that's why I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to take my time. Because y'all, hey, if we could find out if that home has a boat dock in the back, knowing that that is a way access that some of the people that live there get to Horn Island directly from their houses. And we're hearing that the boat was brought to her house, okay, when allegedly the owner was supposed to have been Wyatt's family, and everybody was wondering why was it sent over to Warren's house. And people allegedly saw them cleaning the boat. This is weird. Shout out to Crunch Speaks. Thank you so much for that. So, I got some stuff to look in. He probably Nolan at all, but one of those boys' friends that was sent to spin the narrative. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, let's go, Miss Lady T. We got some work to do because y'all, this is crazy. Coach said, Master, I'm going to tell what you want me to say. Please, sir, let me keep my job. Okay. Right. The current climate could have changed any of the boys' views, and they could have new animus where none was present before. Okay. Hey, Leah, welcome. Are you trying to say is Nolan an only child? No. The judge needs to meet with the other kids. Yeah, because they're coming out with their stories, but child, they don't know what they all supposed to be saying clearly. Somebody but in trouble. Come on now. Okay, they are talking about the drinking, but not about the okay. Come on. Come on. Oh, CapEx, what did you say? Let me see. Is it too far up? I was on another screenshot looking over stuff, but I'm not gonna rush it. Did y'all hear about that 15-year-old and 16-year-old? Yes, I brought that up on Shelly's live. Shout out to Shelly Shells in the chat. We brought that up yesterday. That was out of Chicago. I'm gonna talk about that too. Yeah, that was out of Chicago. That was horrible. That was horrible. I sure did. Yeah, he got to work. He say, I'll say whatever y'all want. Okay. Check secret sim. Ian, thank you. You own it this morning. Thank you for coming over here to give us the deets. Okay. I told you as soon as I'm about to get off, child, they'd be like, check this. Let me look into this. Okay, let's see here. Oh, he has some. Okay. Now, what is, hold on. Oh, okay. Well, I think I've seen that one. Now, okay, I'll show y'all this one video where he's talking about this alleged witness that's coming out speaking. For those that haven't seen it, I did see this, but y'all, to me, this is still a distraction. I don't think this person shared too much info anyways.
I am here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update. This is something a little bit shocking. Somebody just reached out to me on Facebook. He's verified that he has been talking with the investigators, as you can see in this screenshot. And I'll just read you our conversation. I was on Horn Island on the 4th. I have information I will share with you, but for obvious reasons would like to keep certain parts a secret as they would absolutely damage the investigation. Let me know if you want. I've had several conversations with investigators. I can be seen in the video in question regarding an altercation. I said, oh, sure. Were you really there? I was there during the video in question. I can be seen on the far right walking away. Okay, great. What would you like to say? I will not use your name or anything. Then he sent me these screenshots of the phone calls. I said, I believe you. What would you like to share with me? Thanks. I've been working with investigators. I walked through right after a real fight broke out. I didn't see Nolan or the friends he rode there with around, but I have reason to believe Nolan was part of that fight. What do you think happened to Nolan? Why do you think he was part of the fight? Doesn't matter what I think, only the evidence and where it might lead. I didn't see Nolan's friends he rode with, but the friends who he was supposed to be catching a ride home with appear to be lying based on what I saw and what they're saying. The investigators had been following up with me for new details as new evidence emerges. Between you and me, they believe to have identified the suspect if what I witnessed was connected. So I know they're working hard to get to the bottom of it. Wow, can you say what you witnessed? I can't. They would use it to build their story and taint the investigation. And I told him, I really appreciate you sharing this information with me. And he said, I wouldn't have told you if I didn't feel like your heart was in the right place. Then he says, you're welcome. Yes, I'm trying to get transcripts of Javon and Trayston's interviews to show you contradictions and errors. Will follow up. Yes, don't go so far into detail, but let people know that they're working on it, that if the information got out, it would taint the investigation, and start focusing your investigation towards his ride home, since at least one of his friends admitted he stayed behind and was now with his other friends. Javon and Trayston, it only makes sense to follow an alternative investigatory route, which assumes his ride to Horn is telling the truth. He also made sure to let me know that the investigators are handling this like pros, and that is very reassuring. What do you guys think about this? This potentially is a huge break in this case, and it's good to hear that the investigators are doing their job, and it seems like they might have an idea of a suspect. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of the world. Secret Service.
Okay, that I didn't really think he shared too much. Just like they're all tell the truth. Okay, like come on, like we're just going around. Well, that doesn't matter. What do you speak for? I'm not going to give any information. I didn't feel like he shared too much information. When I first moved to St. Louis, she was so sweet. Okay, wow, that is so sad, Cap X. We are definitely going to tap into that story because that young lady or those two people took out a whole family just because they didn't allegedly let her boyfriend come and live with them. She unalived like 7 people. It's horrific, y'all. All right, so we're going to tap into the press conference. Shout out to Miss T. Okay, didn't look too long, but we want to hear what was said from Ben Crump and his team. It appears as though Nolan's family joined there as well. Right, Caramel Shell. Okay, that's just a distraction. I don't trust these people. If it's not any facts with a statement where you're like it's confirming some stuff we've already pieced together, I'm blocking it out unless it's something I need to keep in my notepad. Okay, other than that, stop it. Y'all need to quit trying to come out here playing games. Enough is enough. Like, we're not crazy. You're welcome, Amy. Thank you so much. Yes, we want to stick with the facts. All right, let's see what's being said today, child.
Good morning. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Lisa Park, Attorney Eric Hurts, Justin Preston, and Cliff Jones. We have the honor of representing the family of Nolan Wells. We have present with us his mother and father, Christine and Elmore. We've just had an opportunity to meet with District Attorney Angel McElgrath and some members of her team. We had a very respectful meeting. The thing I assume some of you may know, the thing to announce, she shared with the family that there will be a grand jury that she will turn this case over to once they have collected all the information and finished their investigation. We also agreed that we will have a mutual inspection of the cell phone with our experts and their experts. Attorney Eric Hurts is helping lead the investigation team with former law enforcement experts who are going to help us with the cell phone download. So everybody will be able to see at the same time what the cell phone has. We also talked about trying to make sure we dot every I and cross every T. I know that we're getting about 50 calls a day to 100 calls a day from people who were there on Horn Island, people who are familiar with individuals that were there on Horn Island. And so we continue to be steadfast in trying to get to the truth of why Nolan Wells is dead. At this time, we'll have Attorney Hertz say a few words, and then Christine and Elmore will just talk about the homegoing services and celebration for Nolan, and then we'll take a few of your questions. Attorney Eric Hertz.
Thank you. Right now, there's a lot of unanswered questions. We appreciate the district attorney meeting with us, but because of certain types of confidentiality that even the victims are not allowed to know, we did not get all the answers we want. We have an independent investigation going on that involves former law enforcement, federal agents that are going to be looking into all the different information we got. The calls are coming in and we're getting a lot of information. Some of the people that I spoke to are not talking with law enforcement here. We're going to be trying to get them to cooperate with each other because we want to make sure the narrative, which has been put out that is false, is going to be corrected. So at this point, we just ask everybody to keep calling in if you have any information and let us know. And I personally, if we validate you're a legitimate call, we'll call you and talk to you. And I thank you all for showing up today.
And now, Christine and Elmore will just share with you some details of the homegoing celebration for their son.
Hello, everyone. So the homegoing celebration, the funeral will be held at Center Point Church in Ocean Springs. It is going to be, visitation will be 9 to 11, and then the funeral will start after that. The plan is for the repast because, again, we want to celebrate Nolan. And he would not want us to be sitting around crying and eating. And so what we're going to do is kind of have a party to celebrate him, and that'll be held at the Jackson County Fairgrounds. So we really do want to keep it for family and friends. We are going to allow media to come in as well. And lastly, absolutely, teammates. We've already contacted Coach Les George because we want to make sure that those.
Karen Michelle, I cannot with you. She said, they say the grand jury can indict a ham sandwich. Okay, because hey, we saw that with the Carmelo Anthony trial. They had nothing, child, and they went ahead with that trial with nothing. Okay, so you're right about that. It's about what can you prove. Okay, so hopefully they are doing their investigation and work. It appears as though that location for the funeral has also changed, y'all, because it was at first going to be at the Biloxi Coliseum and Convention Center, but she said Center Point Church. Okay, so I don't know what happened with that. If only the Davis family would have acted in such a manner like the Wells, it might have been a different outcome. I agree. However, that was a tough situation because it was torn. It wasn't like all of the family was together and on one accord. So I think that mattered too. I think, yeah, there's some strong folks. I want them to figure out what really happened. Yes. Right, Verb. I think it should be back into their hometown, being that the funeral is coming up, because I think they've completed the autopsy and toxicology. So they're waiting on those results. Hey, Smiley, welcome. They are going to a grand jury, which means a convictable offense. Right. So they have something, y'all. After we're hearing this, they have some type of information. That mama really been very classy this whole time. But you know what? She also gives vibes that, hey, they find out there's some foul play and who and what, that she will pop off. See, you got a people like that, child, you got to hold them back. She probably go into this rage, like off on them. Okay. Let the world see Nolan's face, what they did to him. Should the world see him if it was some violence. Right. Okay. Hey, Philly Girl Juice, welcome. I hate this happened to Nolan because that there could have been one person that didn't approve of him being there and everything went haywire. It happened to me, but my friend got me away safely. That's true, Sandra. And I'm so sorry that that happened to you also. Yes, they have to tread lightly. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a rumor. Well, I mean, Tyler Perry got it. I'm playing. Hey, Chemistry, welcome. No, they're waiting on the toxicology to give the full details. Are you going to G? What's the GJ with no autopsy? No, they need everything. Hey, Linda. Okay, let's continue.
Guys are there. Former teammates from high school, middle school, teams that he played against. You guys are all welcome. But of course, you know, we want to make sure that our families for sure and close friends get there. So I do want to just say for those of you, again, if you are having protests, even the day of his...
Has Kyrie texted you back?
I don't want to talk about it.
How was the math test?
Don't want to talk about it.
You need to talk to somebody. I talked to my talks
kind of person. So if you guys would, again, just be peaceful, and to the community, thank you so much. Just the outpouring of love, support. We've had some local officials, Mayor Casey Vaughn from Gaucher has reached out to us. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. He has, it's almost been every day. He's been texting to check on us. Also, Jeffrey Hullum, thank you so much. He's been texting pretty much every day. Receiving a lot of stories from Nolan's teachers, which just warms my heart, his classmates, teammates. So again, for those of you who have donated to the GoFundMe, once again, I stress, if you are not financially able to, we're not begging for that money, okay? If you're not financially able to, we understand. We thank you for whatever you can give, but if you cannot, if you would, just keep us in your prayers. And to his friends, stay strong, and please just take care of your mental health, because I know this is a lot. It's a lot for us, and I know you guys are feeling some of that too. So thank you all.
Are there any questions? Yes.
Attorney Crum, Skyler Henry here with CBS News. The last time that you spoke in a setting like this, I know you guys were hoping to get results back from an independent autopsy. I know you mentioned that Nolan had been sent to Washington, D.C. Is there anything to share on that front?
Not at this time, but we hope soon, very soon. Obviously, we're concentrating on the funeral services, but hopefully shortly thereafter, we will be able to tell some findings of the preliminary autopsy. Still waiting on some things. And I also, while we're talking about funeral services, want to thank Mr. Tyler Perry for paying for the funeral. Absolutely. As well as Colin Kaepernick for helping to shoulder the expense of the independent autopsy. And I thank Reverend Al for agreeing to officiate the funeral services. Yes, sir.
Aaron Gilchrist with NBC News. Mr. and Mrs. Lonsley, you said from the very beginning that for you, this was really about getting some answers about what happened to your son. Do you feel like after your meeting today, you have any more clarity on what happened?
Well, it was just a meeting where she talked about the process. She didn't tell us any information about the investigation too much, because those things are, as she said, her role and what she has to do. But they still have questions, and that's not insignificant to this meeting. It's just in general. Every morning they wake up and there's a hole in their heart, and they are trying to say, what happened to my son? Obviously, you know, they feel strongly that he would not have just stayed behind. He wouldn't have left his cell phone. And so we're trying to get to those answers.
Terry Crump, Brian Rose, GC Wire. There's been a lot of misinformation that's been spread online, especially the pool picture that was shared by you, and you had said that.
Well, I didn't share it, I reposted it. We're reposting everything. Let's make it clear. We're reposting everything because we're trying to get people to come in and call. And so we've said from the beginning, we're in a ferocious search for the truth. And so things out there, we are trying to post, ask people, do you know something about this? Let us know. Just because we repost does not mean that we authenticate anything. Look at our social media. We have always been very careful to say this is a repost, and we almost always give a declaration that that's what it is, a repost. And so we want people to continue to call about everything, videos, whatever interactions they saw. And thank God, we are getting dozens of people calling every day saying, I was on Horn Island. This is what I saw. I know these individuals. This is what we know. They said, we understand the sheriff's investigation has hundreds of people calling too. And so the hope is that when this is presented to the grand jury, all relevant witnesses and evidence will be presented to them so that we can have a fair and impartial investigation into the death of Nolan Wells. We were very honest and candid with the district attorney, and she was honest and candid with us. Our lived experiences tell us that we must question everything, everybody's role, law enforcement role. That is the lived experience of us as Black people in America. And we would be not honoring the ancestors' sacrifices for us if we did not be honest every chance we got when we talk to power. Yes, sir.
You mentioned the false narrative out there. Well, I've seen quite a few of those, so I was wondering if you could tell us which false narrative you're talking about so we can let people know it's not true. Was there a particular false narrative you were
There's a
referring
lot
to?
of narratives out there right now, and there's a lot of narratives we're going to try to investigate on. There's a lot of narratives out there right now. I'm not going to comment on any particular one, but whenever a case this big gets in the news, people try for whatever motivations, law enforcement or whoever, people that call in, try to set up a narrative so that people will follow the narrative. Our job is to cut through all the noise and find the truth. And the truth needs to be found by unbiased investigation, as well as unbiased lawyers and all the people that are out here, all you investigatory journalists and everyone else. We just ask that you keep an open mind until we get to the truth.
And one of the things I will say, we are trying desperately to figure it out. And we don't profess to have all the answers, but what we're trying. And so when people call and tell us this is this person, and then we get somebody saying that, no, this isn't that person, we're trying to balance it all. So we want to even be more careful ourselves to make certain that we're trying to get people to come forward. And there are a lot of people who have different perspectives. We're getting that just from the phone calls, that people who were there at the same time are saying different things. But we're going to get there. We're going to get to the truth.
I just
Yes.
want to say my deepest condolences to you, Christine, and Elmore. My heart hurts. I'm bringing the bill, WLA, Spirit Home. But I want to go on and ask you, Attorney Ben Crump, you say that you were talking about the process and there with the DA. Were any affidavits or possible prosecutions or criminal actions presented to her to be signed eventually? Or do we know?
Yeah. And as she said, her role is confidential at this point, but so she can maintain her prosecutorial independence. Obviously, I stressed to her very strenuously to say, we want you to zealously, you and the Sheriff's Department, to zealously investigate this matter. And Christine and Elmore share their life experiences too. We know through our lived experiences and our life experiences and she said that's not how our office operates, but we know in America, in the South, certain people are investigated differently. And we shared that with her. We didn't, ask that she understand our perspective, but we said we should mutually try to understand each other's perspectives, where we're coming from. And we agreed that we would try to do that.
Where are we at in the investigation of autopsy? We were supposed to get back Friday.
Well, no, we like we said, we're waiting, let the doctors do what they do. They ain't got their autopsy back neither. So we're trying to get it right. And then when we get it, we're going to share it. Yes, ma'am.
On Friday in the press conference, you said that you hear on the video Nolan saying,
yes,
my freaking phone, what are you freaking doing?
That's what a witness told us, and that's what we reported out. Then another witness had come forward and said, no, that was his voice. We have other witnesses who said there were other altercations. So as Mr. Hurt said, we're trying to go through it all and so forth. And we'll be even more careful to say, this is what a witness told us in the future.
And so your team hasn't been able to look into that to confirm whether it was or was not Nolan.
No, we have audio people doing it, but we know certain people said it was him, and then certain people said it was not him.
Are you worried about the death threats and the violent kind of atmosphere on social media and how these fake videos and photos could play into
Oh
that?
my God, I saw a
Even
fake
with
video.
Nolan's friends getting death threats.
We don't want anybody's life to be in harm's way just because we're trying to get to the truth of what happened to Christine and Elmore's son. We saw fake videos about AI generated videos of Christine, and it's just god awful as they're grieving and trying to fight for the truth, that they are also having to deal with these fake videos attacking them as they are just trying to literally bury their son next week. But we want everybody to say that we can go through this journey together for the truth. And even though we may have different viewpoints, we can all agree that everybody wants the truth, and nobody's life should be threatened for seeking the truth. Nobody should be, until we have evidence. His mother and father only want, and Christine has said it multiple times, she only wants what you would want. If this was your son, if this was your daughter, wouldn't you want desperately to get to the truth? Wouldn't you want people who were closest in proximity to what happened to be investigated and thoroughly investigated? We know that, if it was Nolan, how would he be investigated? So, one last question.
Really quickly, just curious about the dynamic that you guys have had, Christine and Elmore, with law enforcement up until this point. Have you all been able to speak with the sheriff, any of the lead investigators, since what happened last week?
So that was actually clarified in today's meeting. The DA's office wanted to take over that communications because they do have a victim advocate, which I appreciate, but of course that wasn't what she, took responsibility and accountability for. But we were not communicated with that information. So for us, like I said before, the last time we actually spoke to someone with the sheriff's department was last Tuesday. That was via text message that I initiated, just asking for an update. So that's the biggest thing is, I appreciate that she took accountability for saying, hey, that was actually our doing. But, we have a setup now. And so the hope is that we'll have that open lines of communication.
So you feel like this was useful
And
today?
Attorney Hertz has a comment on that there.
Let me just say that under the law in Mississippi, a victim is entitled within, I think it's 72 hours to get an incident report and to have certain information shared. It's been more than 72 hours. And that's part of the meeting here today, to start getting the incident report and all that information that we came here to collect, as well as listen to the district attorney and what she had to say.
Did you get that report?
No, not yet. We are working with them to say
What?
there need to be better communications with the clients and so forth. So the big things that we know, there's going to be a grand jury.
Now wait a second. Let me let him finish. Hold on.
To the death of Nolan Wells, and number two, that we're going to have a mutual inspection of Nolan's cell phone. We just want to make sure everybody else's cell phone is also being downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Come on now, say that.
Monday at 11. How do I get this on?
Say that, okay? Y'all, who write a Mama Maxine child? Wait a minute. Let me breathe. Whew. Okay. Now, verb. Okay. Why is it, y'all, that I feel like everybody's interest is being protected in this case, but Nolan's? Okay. Now, for one, he said they were supposed to have 72 hours to get over some information pretty much to the family. And we are over a week in, almost two, and they have still not received the report. Then his mom just clarified and said that someone was supposed to contact them from the victim, some department, okay? And I guess the DA apologized for that because they didn't. Now y'all want to cover for the sheriff. I told y'all, he came out with that bootleg, nothing being told interview yesterday because he got called out. It wasn't because he wanted to. He had already told us, oh, y'all can't rush me. He had already said that. He only came out, in my opinion, yesterday because he got called out on a national platform that they had not been in contact with the family. Okay. So now you have the DA that's trying to cover up for him. Okay. Okay, Tracy, I sure will. You have a DA that's taking accountability for him. Not only that, the family wants to at least come out and share some information, or being crumb them share some information. But it appears as though she's covering for herself. Oh, I don't want it to mess up my prosecutorial role in this. Forget y'all, I'm trying to be calm in this, not get my emotions all involved in this. But how in the world do we have all of these different stories going around? We figured out this morning 4 different potential locations of things. We have the phone at Wyatt's in his truck. We have the keys in his car at Jack's. We have the boat at Warren's, a possible pool party at Evans. How in the world are y'all not making any arrests? They haven't mentioned arrests, mentioned any affidavits. If you have the whole FBI there now that's assisting, you have the DA on the case, you're trying to assemble and get this whole grand jury. But what footwork have y'all done? Because it appears as though they haven't even gone through the boys' phones yet. Because Ben Crump said, well, if y'all are waiting on his phone, then I hope everyone else's phones are getting looked into. I mean, am I missing something? It's been 11 days. Okay. But y'all trying to cover for everybody else. We're trying to protect this one and protect that one. Who's going to be Nolan's advocate? And I'm not speaking because I know his parents are, okay, and being Crump. But I'm talking about the officials. What are y'all waiting for? And to be honest, I can look at the parents, the whole demeanor, and they are trying to keep it together for like the public and social media and for mainstream media, because this is going to go around. But you can look in their faces and tell that they are not happy with this, with whatever went on in this meeting. What you talking about the process? I don't care about your process. I just want justice for Nolan. Okay, that's what I want from you all, is that this is a fair and thorough investigation. I almost feel, y'all, this is what I almost feel. This is so heartbreaking. It is so, I almost feel that it's about to be one of those situations like it was with Carmelo's parents, to start shutting down these parents. Notice it's already starting. See, they'll come, someone said in the chat earlier too, they'll come with this whole, we have a grand jury, so certain things we're not going to be able to talk about. You're not going to be able to put this out. It's an active, ongoing investigation. It's to keep the information secret and private to protect that judge and those other people. It's not in protection of Nolan and getting him justice. This is my own belief, okay? See, they're going to move differently, like this lady said this morning on that video snippet that I showed y'all, okay? She said because a judge is involved and there are relationships in towns like this between judges and different people, the way that they approach this is going to be different, okay? Is going to be different. Let me see what y'all saying. I just cannot believe this. Oh my gosh. All ethnic groups are involved. This has happened to many others with no publicity. So what are you saying? This always happens. What always happens? Yeah. So no report and no arrest either. They playing in our faces. They trying to. Yeah. No, exactly. No arrest. Grand jury means no indictment. Black Panthers Party, she said, get ready. Shelly said Warren knows what happened. Oh, yes, and Wyatt does too. Facts, OB. Hey, Joski, the fact the Nolan's property was found with these people should be enough to get a search warrant to search homes, phones, his property. Yes, exactly. She said it's getting dark. Okay. It's getting dark over this situation too. Nobody ever reached out to the family. Right. In a week, she said. In a whole week. It's almost 2 weeks and they still don't have, I don't know. I know they're going to be careful on how much info they put out, but I don't even know if they put out enough with the family for them to see that the ball is rolling in the right direction. Let one of us have a phone and keys of someone found deceased in our possession and see if we could not be interrogated. That part. Why aren't they in jail? Why wait for a grand jury? So that the grand jury can say they don't see a reason for there to be any arrest or anything. Yeah, Bert, it's sickening. Okay. Did you listen to what the black judge said? An arrest? Yes. And that's another reason too, y'all. They know that judge has been out talking on Don Lemon, his own channel, and saying what should be done by now. Notice they also brought up affidavits because that judge said it too. If you bring in affidavits and things, the judges will sign off on that to get the ball rolling with the rest. He did say that. She said it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, when Attorney Ben Crump and Al Sharpton on the scene, it becomes about civil violations to get the lawsuit. Ben is there to get the money. They already have negligence case against law enforcement. They need a strong criminal defense attorney. Yes, I think so too. They're definitely with this route. Now, I don't know this other guy that just joined the team. I hadn't seen him speak before. If he's an attorney, they are definitely going to have to get a criminal attorney on this ASAP. ASAP. Because we already see how they're moving. Okay. We're already seeing how they are moving. They need a strong, when I tell you strong, a strong criminal attorney that is going to go against a whole situation that involves a whole judge. And the climate there in Mississippi. Oh, y'all, this is so heartbreaking. Totally reminds me of the Alec Murdaugh case in South Carolina. They did finally get to the bottom of it with time and Fed involvement, like at least 6 months later. Wow. The dad in it, he been ready to go in. I think the mom is the only thing keeping him from taking it there. Okay. I just don't understand how these YT rather have unalivers out in society instead of locking them up and everyone is safe. Neek said they need a criminal lawyer, cutthroat from New York or up north that's articulate and don't take no mess. Right. I agree. Yeah, because those boys did something horrific to Nolan. It's about to come out. I think so too, y'all. The way they moving, I'm wondering what has seen with preliminary results. I really wonder that right now. That one said, I noticed Nolan has a different last name. Oh, yeah, people have been bringing that up. I don't know. A lot of people know what happened. I guarantee there's a video or a fight on someone's phone. Yes. All of those phones need to be taken up. Right, Amy? Yep. The reason they're not in jail because they're white. Let's call it what it is. She said, I'm going to just put it on out there. Okay. Yeah, they can track it. Yes. She sure is. We need to do like we did with Toby Shook. Look up how they've handled other cases. Definitely. But we need to know who the attorney is going to be, like the criminal attorney, if it comes to that on this case. They need that ASAP. I'm going to be honest, ASAP. Okay, because Ben Crump, yes, he's going to do the civil side. Him and Al Sharpton and so forth. Right now, they need a criminal attorney. Shout out to Cameron Shell for the super chat and being a sponsor. She said the Asian lady on Ben's team is doing the criminal. Oh, is she? Oh, child. Help us, Lord. Okay. Well, she better come on with it. Okay. I need to see her at every meeting. Hey, Candy Girl Pink. I hope she was on a Zoom. Okay. To hear what these people got going on. This is crazy, y'all. No, Miss T, I didn't see that. I don't know which one has long hair, Miss Lady T. Why? Yeah, I've noticed some people talking about that. The name situation. I mean, it could be, but he considers him son. They could be just a blended family. I wonder, do they live in the same neighborhood? Oh, possibly some of them. Yeah. Truth will prevail. More will be revealed with this memorial service too, as all the kids come together to remember. Oh, and you know what? I wonder who's going to go and who's not. The so-called friends probably won't be at that memorial service. They probably won't be there. But she said they're going to do a viewing right before that, right? Right before the funeral starts. I wish somebody would have asked, are they going to live stream it? Man, they need to make an example out of them, not give them 20 years because a life was taken at the end of the day. How come it's always kids with parents who work in the system who think they will get away? Because they know, parents know how to help them get away. I already said that a warrant should have went out. Yeah, he has said that. Judge Ashley and the district attorney have been co-workers for years. Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, so the judge and the DA have been working together. That is so true because that would make sense. Oh my gosh. For one of her key leads, she probably wouldn't want to do that. Wow, that's so true. DAs and the judges. Ooh, y'all. Right. Uh-huh. Exactly. It is what it is. Yep. Well, y'all, oh boy. I wish we could have ended on a different note. But that is all that I have on this topic for today. I'm going to do some further research, of course. I want to give a special thanks to Miss Josephine, Kara Michelle, Jazzy Nay, Tracy, and then also a coffee from Tracy, another Tracy. Thank you, ladies, for being sponsors today. I appreciate that. And also, welcome to the Open Book members, Miss Victoria. Thank you so, so much. I thank all of the mods in the building on today. Thank you, ladies, so much. Shout out to everyone in the chat. A special thanks to all the members that are lit up in green. Thank you so much. She said the Oh Hey group, KKK, are the doctors, lawyers, prosecutors, police, judges. The list goes on and on, child. Okay. Yeah, we need a criminal lawyer on this ASAP, Miss Lady T. ASAP. Okay. A strong one. Because we already see how they coming. Okay. We already see how they're coming. Yeah. The sheriff and district are elected. Right. Too much. You think they're gonna go lock up their friends? Hey, those are votes. Oh my gosh. The boat was not confiscated for evidence. Right, Angel. Mine too. Thank you, Shelley. A lot of those people in that legal system are descendants. Yeah, that was once there. Exactly. Always a banger. Yes, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free. And thank you, Bradley. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I received that because yes, we're covering this. Yep. Yep. Collect those passports, y'all. They better get on it. That's all I can say. They better get on it. That's why that family of Daniel Irving, that they're now recruiting Benjamin Crump. I think they have another attorney as well, but because they know that there was a possible cover up and they have not charged those boys, all they've done is really charge one with tampering with evidence, and they're not happy with that. Like someone needs to be held accountable for what happened to that young man at that lake. Okay. So they're also in the same kind of predicament right now. Yes, real quarter. I noticed that, which I'm wondering though, will they live stream it? That's my question. He never went home after that trial, child. He went in handcuffs right the same day when the incident took place. They took him to jail and they hurried up and put him in jail clothes. The little girl too. Yeah. You too, T lady. Thank you so much, sis. For Friday, Roger. You mean for the call-in? Is that what you're talking about? Because we are going to do an hour of call-in, or you want to hop on the panel and share your thoughts as one of the rewards from meeting the goal the other day. No, I haven't. No. Exactly. I agree. Okay, I hope she does her thing, Ian. You giving us some hope. Okay. Okay, played a major role. Oh, exactly. Protecting 91. Yep. All right, y'all. Don't forget to hype up the video. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all so much for joining. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.